warm-up start in 30 seconds. Start of official warm-up right now.
Öne çıkacak. Önüne gitti.
Aber der Mann daneben, der weiß nicht nehmen.
Aber was ist mit? Wer ist denn
Also.
Nee, aber wenn ich das hier beantworten möchte, Stimmung, die Menschen, die Zuschauer.
Also.
Dann ist das Bereich.
Ja.
Ja,
Nicht mehr, aber da war einer.
da war, aber wie das heute Morgen von den Zuschauern, ich habe extra gefragt, weil ich
Ja, Leute, jetzt versteht ihr es noch nicht falsch.
mit dem Christen.
Ja, aber wenn du 5 Tage 5 verschiedene Meinungen kriegst, wie sollen wir aus diesem Bereich mit einer 1,20 Meter hohen Bande Fotos machen?
Ja, und wir hatten heute Morgen okay, das ist also, habe ich jetzt heute Morgen
Nämlich die, dass wir auch
genau. Und
das ist ja bei dir auf dem Plan auch ursprünglich so eingezeichnet.
das ist nicht ursprünglich angezeichnet gewesen, aber aktuelle Situation ist Hier ist die Ecke. Mal bitte. Hier. Ja. Wer ist noch von mir? Ich bin da. Voll. Ja. Ja.
Baby raus! Raus und doch ab! Jetzt auf 10 zu mir, komm! Feuer! Feuer! Juni, weiter raus! Kontroll auf 12! Zu mir! 10! Feuer! Feuer!
Auf den Ball.
Hier hast du lieb! Jetzt auf 10, geh rechts vorbei! Feuer! Feuer!
Ja, sein.
Weiter raus! Kontakt, komm rechts! Zu mir! 8! Feuer! Feuer!
Ja, hier.
Hier, 10, rechts! Feuer! Feuer! Hier ran. Hier. Kassiert. Raus auf 12. Jetzt auf 10. Feuer.
Ja. Voll. Hier. Lukas. Lukas. Lukas.
Mach nix.
Lukas. Lukas.
Feuer.
Voll.
Beine da. Komm rechts. Rechts. Und jetzt zu mir. Feuer. Feuer.
Moin. Voll.
Weiter rauf bis auf 12. Komm zu mir direkt. Komm jetzt links vorbei. Feuer.
Hier. Voll.
Hier.
Hier.
Feuer. Feuer.
Komm auf.
Stelle. Voll.
United. Voll. Aldım.
Feuer. Feuer. Das muss hier. Kontakt. 12. Feuer. Feuer.
Ha. Günaydın.
Irgendwo hier. Irgendwo hier liegt der Ball. Ich hab ihn. Gazi. Und Ball. War hinter der Wand.
Links vorbei. Feuer. Okay, komm vorne, dreh dich. Feuer. Kolle hier.
50 centini alırım bak.
Ball auf 12.
Dayı.
Feuer. Feuer.
Kim bu?
Hier. Hier.
Vay. Vay. Gel.
Feuer. Feuer.
Vay. Gel. Vay.
Kolle hier.
50 centini alırım.
Kontakt ist da. Geh rechts. Rechts. Komm jetzt mir direkt. Feuer. Feuer. Weiter raus, Baby. Jetzt komm direkt zu mir. Komm, Feuer. Feuer.
Hier.
Alle hier.
Gel gel gel. Gel. Bana dokunma gel.
Hat er zweimal, ne? Hasan?
İspanya maçındaki gibi baksan yeter. Gel Emre hocam. Emre abi gel. Sürtünme. Gel. Koy. Bulma yeri gel. Sürtünmeden dolayı. Ama sana dokunacağım ben ilk kere çarp. Dokunmanın lastik olması bir de sürtünme. Hadi git. Ya. Koy.
Official warm-up ends in 10 minutes. Official warm-up ends in 10 minutes.
Wer braucht den Ball? Lukas. Hier. Hier.
Hayatım kısmı ilginç abi. Dün beni niye bir kere aradın? Ben diyor 2 kere arıyordum. Emi.
Aklına nereden geldi lan şimdi?
Şimdi aklına nereden gelir?
Ama demek ki bu adamlar hepsi aynı.
Aynı abi.
Hepsi aynı. Model hep aynı. Gel.
Ben takmıyorum o yüzden de. Senin.
Hayır. Mükemmel.
Al topunu sık topunu.
Ja, der hat links vorbeigekommen. So für dich, ja.
Celal'i bir gösterelim. Bravo! Evet.
Direkten döndü hocam.
Hadi. Aferin Mehmet. En rahat oynayacağım maçını.
Ben vurdum abi. Teşekkürler. Hoş geldiniz.
Başarılar diliyorum.
Sağ olun.
Devam et Hasan, devam et. Aferin Doruk. Bırak topu kaleciye ver. Ver kaleciye.
So, ich dachte, das kommt Uli raus. Bitte? Ja, wir machen das anders.
Ball. Guter Winkel, jetzt rein, hier, Feuer.
Ja. Das ist mal ein Anfänger, Laufweg.
Jetzt hier, Feuer, Feuer. Okay, Hassan. Zentral, gerecht vorbei, rechts, komm zu mir. Feuer, Feuer.
Ja. Was muss das?
Toni, komm, jetzt zu mir, zentral. Okay, komm jetzt zu mir. 10, 12, Feuer, komm.
Jetzt nicht mehr so weit raus. Ich laufe immer hinter Uli lang. Eine Schleife und dann zur Bande. Dann wollen wir nicht langsamer zur Bande. Vorhin den Schuss.
Okay, Alex hier. Komm hier, zu mir mit zentral. Jetzt da, Kontakt. Feuer.
Moin.
Weit draußen, zentral. Kontakt ist da. Die links weit, hier. Feuer, Feuer. Okay, Tammy, komm hier. Jetzt die rein. Feuer.
Good evening and welcome to the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017 right here in Berlin. Tonight's game couldn't be any more spectacular. It's the hosts Germany against the outgoing champions Turkey for the 5th place playoff. Good evening, my name's Alan March and in the studio we're going to start with a very special interview. We've got the analyst for the German team, Anna Schulman is joining us for a second time during this competition. The last time I spoke to you, Anna, the team were going okay and it looked like they might reach the semi-finals. How are the team now they've not made it to the semi-finals?
Soweit gleich Frage? Ja. Das Team ist soweit in Ordnung. Wir waren natürlich sehr enttäuscht, dass wir das Halbfinale nicht erreichen konnten, zumal eben wir wirklich einfach auch Pech hatten ein Stück weit. Wir haben den Sieg gegen Frankreich vergeben und damit uns zu Recht nicht qualifiziert. Wir wollen heute die letzte Chance nutzen gegen die Türkei, um uns eben einfach für die WM noch zu qualifizieren. Das ist uns ganz wichtig.
Yeah, of course, we've been disappointed after not getting to the semi-final. We lost it against France. We had a bit of unlucky as well in this match, hitting the post. And now the atmosphere in the team is good. We have given this chance now against Turkey with the 5th spot to go to Madrid to the World Cup 2018, and we will hopefully take this chance.
It is a second chance, a win this game and you go to the World Cup, but you couldn't have asked for a harder opponent in a 5th place playoff game, could you?
Für uns ist es natürlich ein sehr schwerer Gegner, in Berlin gegen die türkische Auswahl zu spielen. Das ist ganz klar. Es ist eine Art Derby, könnte man sagen, ein deutsches Derby. Und das ist natürlich ein schwieriges Match. Allerdings haben wir in diesem Jahr in den 3 Testspielen schon 2 Siege einfahren können und damit eigentlich erstmal Rückenwind, den wir mitnehmen wollen ins Spiel.
Yeah, of course, it's a very heavy opponent. We know them, and especially in Berlin, it's a tough thing. We expecting a lot of Turkish support here, so the crowd would be enthusiastic as well. But we know them very well. We played them in the end of April in 3 matches for the preparation for the European Championship, and 2 of them, 3 we won. So we could be quite optimistic.
Do you expect a high-scoring game, or do you expect a very tough, low-scoring game?
Für mich ist es erstmal ganz schwer abzusehen. Die taktische Grundaufstellung beider Mannschaften deutet erstmal darauf hin, dass beide auf Nummer sicher gehen wollen, aber dann sicherlich im Laufe der Zeit, wenn es kein frühes Tor gibt, werden beide Mannschaften aufmachen. Ich erwarte ein kampfreiches und ein kampfbetontes Spiel, bei dem wir sicherlich körperlich mithalten werden. Allerdings ist das Ende völlig offen. Aber ich bin mir natürlich ziemlich sicher, dass wir Deutschen es schaffen.
Well, if I'm looking at the lineup, it's looking like both teams seems like to be starting defensively and avoiding to getting a goal, and so it's unexpecting a close match if not having an early goal in the game. And yeah, it's an open match, and he hope and no, he's sure that Germany gonna win that.
There you go, optimism. Thank you very much for joining us now. Just in case we don't get any goals, here's 8 of the best of the tournament in our Goals of the Tournament competition.
Netherlands have certainly done a good deal of training coming into this one. Last year they had the 4 Nations Championships, which they finished 2nd in. And right now they're leading on day 1 of these European Championships. Fangman, oh, he scored a wonderful goal. Took the ball on halfway, just wriggled his way towards the right side of the area and unleashed a right-footed firecracker into the roof of Mark Alamachia's net. Celebrations absolutely fantastic with the rest of his teammates, but what a strike from the edge of the D. The Italians there couldn't stop him. Towards the Turkish stopper, up towards the other end of the field it goes. A slight hesitation from the Belgian defence, and a 3rd goal for Turkey in the process as Hasan Satay gets 2 quick-fire goals for the reigning European champions, who are certainly beginning to show exactly what they are made of now. A beautiful bit of control from Hasan Satay, managed to hold off David Dortu before turning on the outside onto his right foot on the angle and slammed one into the top right corner of Willian Sechi's net. It is Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Exquisite control, and how about that for an accurate finish?
To score more. Martin, lovely ball from the left-hand side inside his own half. Picks out on the right, Alamar. He's got 2 men in front of him in the D. Goes past one. What a goal for Spain! The wonder kid Sergio Alamar moved the ball out of his feet. A right-footed shot from the edge of the D. Nestles in the top left-hand corner. The goalkeeper never moved. It's 5 for Spain.
Wonderful bit of control from Sergio Alamar, shifting it from the left foot onto the right foot, right-hand side of the area, and blast Bashrashvili. Now he is on the edge of the France penalty area, trying to work a route towards the France goal. Good tackle coming from Pedersen, who bursts now over the halfway line. The German defenders beginning to retreat. Pedersen going alone here, shot with the right foot. What a goal from Jerome Pedersen, who doubled France's lead right at the end of the first half. Germany at 1 missing a penalty, and Jerome Pedersen bursts over the halfway line on the counter-attack to rub salt further into the German wounds. A wonderful goal from him on the right side of the area. A low shot, past Leitch and into the net.
Position number 6, Martin Baron, now brought out by the tall Dan English down the right-hand side, over the halfway, dribbles inside, past the broken line, edge of the D, into the back of the net. What a start for England, and what a start for Dan English. A cracking goal that started in his own half. He went over the halfway line, right-hand side, drifted into a central position, and then let fly from all of 10 metres. Goalkeeper with no chance, past his right-hand side in a blink of an eye. With his right foot, Dan English opens the scoring in style. It's England 1, France 0.
Just the start that John Pugh would have wanted from his England players. A tremendous finish.
Showing off his control down the right. Right-footed shot into the back of the net. What a goal for Spain. And their number 10 and captain, Youssef Al-Hadawi. A right-footed thunderbolt from the right-hand side of the attacking third. It's only taken just over a minute for Spain to go 1-up in his vital Group B clash here in Berlin at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. 1-0 Spain.
Riviere now with possession on the left-hand side, just trying to turn back and face the goal edge of the attacking zone. Oh no, what a shot from distance from Gael Riviere out of absolutely nothing. Gives France the lead after 5.5 minutes in this crucial game for the French team. A wonderful strike with the right foot. The goalkeeper for Italy did not move a muscle, coming out of absolutely nowhere. And a super goal for Gael Riviere.
Now inside the centre circle, starts a major dribble down the left. He's beaten 2 players already, straight towards the edge of the D. Real chance here for Baron. Shoots into the back of the net and scores. Baron's equalised for France. A major dribble into the D from the halfway line. And this time Baron's got his shooting boots on. He finds the back of the net. It's the equaliser at the end of the first half of the second semi-final. It's Russia 1, France 1.
Colossal goal for France, who managed to gain parity right at the end.
So it's nice and easy. If you want to pick your goal of the tournament, you can do so via the website, which is www.euro2017.berlin, or you can use Twitter, hashtag the sound of football. You had the list on the screen, we'll show it again at half-time. Hashtag the sound of football, and then the number that corresponds to the goal that you think is the best in the competition. You want to know how good the football here in Berlin is? You want to know how good blind football is being taken to by the fans here in Germany? Just over there in that far corner, they are queuing to get in here. They are queuing to get in to see a 5th place game. Pete Selby, why are they wanting to watch the 5th place game?
It's got the host nation Germany, it's got the defending champions Turkey. The winners, they finish 5th. They also get to the World Cup next year in Spain. So there's an awful lot riding on this game. Not only pride obviously to come 5th, but also that trip to Madrid.
Unbelievable. One game could take you to the World Cup. After all that tournament, one last game might still take you there. The hosts, a victory, a defeat, a victory, then a heartbreaking defeat. As for Turkey, they got off to a great start, then an unbelievable loss against the team that they beat in the final of the 2015 European Championships. A victory over Georgia as expected, and then a draw against Spain. 2 results that they just did not expect to get. People queuing to get in, spectators already in their seats and waving. There are flags galore, German flags, Turkish flags. This will be a packed house here tonight in Berlin for the final playoff game before we move to our runners-up games tomorrow and the final. Fantastic day of action in front of us tomorrow. Of course, England taking on France. Russia through to the final against Spain. Here they are, clambering their way in. You can see them again, as we said, a hefty Turkish presence here, and the teams are in the tunnel. Pete Selby makes his way over to the commentary box. There is the ball that is used in these championships. It's Turkey versus the host Germany. for a place in the World Cup next year in Madrid in Spain. Here's your commentators, Jonathan Bell and Pete Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Berlin for the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. I don't think a fifth place playoff has ever had this much riding on it. These two teams were at the World Cup in 2014 in Tokyo. Only one of them will be in Madrid in 2018. Will it be the host nation Germany in their white shirts, white shorts and white socks, or the reigning champions of the European Cup Turkey in their red shirts, red shorts and red socks? It's a title they will not be able to defend, but goodness me, it will be one hell of a consolation prize to secure a spot at the World Cup in June 2018. Both sets of teams line up either side of the halfway line in anticipation of the national anthems. The officials in their lime green shirts, black shorts and black socks stand in between them as we now wait for the national anthems, starting off with Turkey. And now for the final time in these championships, it's time for the home nation to sing loud and proud in the German capital. Moments away then from this fifth, sixth playoff game. The winner going to the World Cup in 2018 in Madrid. Let's have a look at how the two teams line up now, starting off with the home nation, Germany. Sebastian Themmel starts in goal. We heard from the German analyst just before the game that both teams have deployed a defensive setup that has been shown by Germany's choosing of Rasmus Nares, the big number 5, and captain number 10, Alexander Fangman. As for the reigning champions, Turkey, they can't say they've suffered in front of goal so far in this tournament, with Hasan Satay, the number 11, scoring his 11th of the tournament in the group stage alone in that 1-1 draw against Spain, which of course was not enough for them to progress to the semi-finals. Ibrahim Uzum has started every game, the Turkish captain, wearing number 8 on the bench, and certainly capable of taking the game into a different direction. There's number 5, Emre Aslan. Both teams being announced to a bumper crowd here in Berlin. Not quite as big as previous games for Germany so far in these championships. Of course, it's a bit understandable with the fact that the home nation no longer have a chance to win these tournaments. Turkey will be just as disappointed as the Germans that they will not be in tomorrow's night's final. Of course, the reason Germany did not make yesterday's semi-finals was the fact they failed to avoid defeat against England in a 3-0 defeat, which they were very unfortunate in. They had many a chance, but Dylan Malpass in the England goal had an inspired performance. The referees for this game, Francois Coquet is second in from the left out of the officials. Next to him is Andrew Page, the Englishman, and Attila Ballant on the left of the officials, with Lucas Skotnicki on the right. Those two will be in between the two sets of technical areas, with John Ball manning the Turkish side, their coach, and the coach for Germany is Ulrich Fistera. Of course, we spoke about the reason Germany are in this game. The reason Turkey failed to make the semi-finals is purely because they were in the group of death. They failed to beat two of their main rivals. Defeat to Russia and a draw against Spain meant that they would not be able to defend their European crown. So both sets of players have shook hands with each other and the officials as well, and we are very soon going to have the coin toss between the captains, Ibrahim Uzum, the number 8 for Turkey, and Rasmus Nares, the number 5 for Germany.
Okay, Germany, Turkey. Turkey, you choose the ball or the pitch on my court.
Jetzt
You.
vor dem Anpfiff. Liebe Fans, liebe Zuschauer hier im Rund. Wir wollen noch einmal beim letzten Spiel der deutschen Mannschaft diese Kulisse hier hören, diese Kulisse erleben und spüren. Wo ist das Stadion am anderen?
So Germany will be staying in the same side that they are currently, with their team benches on the far end of the field. Turkey will get the kick-off. And of course, a big game this for Germany. The TV cameras are also here for German television as well. As for Turkey, it has to be said that they're probably outnumbering the home crowd in terms of the number of flags that they have got in this stadium. It's perfectly set up, this, Pete. Simple as winner takes all and goes to next year's World Cup.
Exactly, it's a big one, all right. Plenty of fans here from the home nation, and as you said, Turkey as well. In fact, Germany has the second largest population of people originating from Turkey in the world, behind Turkey itself. So plenty in today. They were queuing outside to get in. A very healthy crowd to witness this 5th place playoff game, but again, the winner will go to the World Cup. People actually in front of us just moving off. Pedro Gutierrez, the Spanish goalkeeper, is in the crowd. He's going to get sorted for tomorrow's final. And there's Sebastian Thebel in goal for Germany on the left. Derek Edman deep in concentration, away to our right. Shaking hands of the two coaches. And the referees just, again, giving instructions to the coaches behind the goals. And Francois Coquin, again, just giving a thumbs up to the coach behind the goal away to our right. And Andrew Page and Francois Coquin now go to the centre. And they'll shake hands with the officials and also with the coaches. It's going to be Turkey, all in red, shooting from right to left from our position high up in the main stand at the side, opposite the officials' table. Turkey in red from right to left, Germany all in white from left to right. Turkey to get us underway. And standing with Satay is number 4, Kurpatoglu, and Kurpatoglu is the goal scorer who, in the final 2 years ago, won the European Championships for Turkey. It's not going to happen this time around, but is he going to fire his team to Madrid next year and the World Cup? We are all set here in Berlin. And it's Turkey to get us underway, and Hassam Satay down the left over the broken line, stops. In front of him is the German defence, well marshalled by Alexander Fangman wearing 10, the German captain. Ali Can Petchash in the starting lineup, can't pick it up in the centre circle, and it's out with Kurpatoglu into the kickboards on the right.
And it's played across their own area for Germany to Fangman, but he can't pick it up. And it's once again Hassam Satai trying to shoot at goal, off balance, falls over and gets a second opportunity from the broken line to maybe run at the defence. Germany struggling to clear at the moment. Kurbatoglu can let fly from distance wide of the right-hand post. And an early chance for Turkey, and a warning there for Germany and how dangerous their attack of Satai and Kurbatoglu is. It's with Germany on the left. Good dribbling by Tammy Kuting up to the centre circle. Gets tackled. Has to go back down the German left to pick up the ball by the left-hand kickboard inside his own third. Kuting just shields the ball away from Hassam Satai. Now he's going to try and switch the ball over to the right. Does so. Fangman and also Pektash are trying to pick it up. They're still inside their own half, Germany. Struggling to get out of it so far. Pektash inside his own third. Again, risky ball across to Kuting. Tommy Kuting being tackled by Satai. Again by the left kickboard. Inside his own third and hand into the face of Satai. Goes down holding his mouth. He's got to his feet. Now, whether that was a hand or maybe an elbow, it can be obviously accidental, but if Tammy Kuting, I don't think he did throw his arm out. There's John Bull, the Turkish coach, on the near side, just looking on. So Satai behind Tammy Kuting, and it's a flailing hand, nothing really in that. Ball gets played out for a Turkish kick, and they'll get the game underway.
So ball forward by Oakman, right down the centre, and Kuting actually lays on the ground though, as if he was on a beach somewhere in Barbados, but he gets the ball on the left-hand side on the halfway line, plays it square across to the near side, and Pektash now. Germany trying to get out their own half of the field here. They're forcing the ball towards the halfway line, but Kurbatoglu wins it on the left. Satai on the overlap, left-hand side of the area, gets towards the byline now. Nayez comes across, but Satai had overdone that one, and it goes out of play for a German ball, and the goalkeeper Sebastian Themmel, who has number 1 on his back, but number 12 on his shorts, which certainly is confusing for us commentators. Bowls it out to the left-hand side, and Kuting, midway inside his defensive zone. In front of him is Kurbatoglu, gets past him with a nice bit of skill there, and then for a second time as well, over the halfway line. Aydiniz picks up possession in the centre and drifts across to the left-hand side. A good start this from Turkey, though, so far, the reigning champion. Tackle from Pektash, and Pektash now clashes heads with Aydiniz on the near side. The referee has given a free kick in favour of Pektash and Germany. And it looks like it will be a no voy called by Aydiniz. Of course, both sets of players have to call voy, which is a translation for I am here. And on that occasion, Aydiniz clashed into Pektash, didn't let Pektash know he was there. So that is an infringement and a free kick for Germany just inside their own half. It is also a first-team foul of the game. You're allowed 5 before you concede an 8-metre penalty, but they do reset at half-time. Pektash takes the free kick, square ball across the halfway line to the far side of the left, and Kuting. Satai's wriggling away with him, and Satai is right in Kuting's bag here, and Kuting is forced into his own half. Knife it back heel, though, towards the byline. Then he has to switch play towards the near side, and Pektash, midway point in the Turkey half. He's got 2 red shirts around him, Pektash. He's not being allowed to breathe at the moment, and Kurbatoglu wins the ball. Goes down the left, the near side, comes up towards the penalty area. On the right foot, shot towards the far corner, and Themmel dives down to his left and manages to catch with 2 hands. A good save from the German goalkeeper, but Turkey very threatening in this game so far. 3 minutes gone, 0-0. Kuting, midway inside his own defensive zone, goes over the broken line towards the halfway line. Kurbatoglu wins the ball against Kuting, and Kurbatoglu gets the last touch on it, and it goes out of play for a goalkeeper's ball for Germany, and Themmel in all dark green throws it ferociously towards the kickboard on the far side. It rebounds inwards. Uzun, the last man back for Turkey, gets a boot on the ball and lays it forward for Aydiniz, who marches over the halfway line. Switches it to the left now, and Satai comes towards the byline. Nayez in his back. Satai tries to turn away from him. Good footwork from Satai, but he's not getting anywhere really at the moment because Fangman and Nayez are in his way. Gets to the left corner of the area. Still a wall of white shirts in front of him, but Satai's close control there. Nimble footwork from him, gets the right shot away, deflects towards the far side and out for a corner. But we've just seen a replay of that wonderful effort from Kurbatoglu, really stretching Themmel there to his left-hand side, although he made it look pretty comfortable in the end. So a corner for Turkey. On the far side, their right, there's Satay in the area, 2 players across to take the corner, Aydeniz and also Kerpatoglu in the black trainers. Squares it across the face of goal. Real ball if Satay getting under the end of it. Pektas got the first touch on the ball. It goes slowly over the byline and the referee deems it was actually Satay who got the final contact on it. So Germany will restart play from the goalkeeper. Themmel bowls it towards the halfway line. Pektas controls back to goal. Easy turn for him, though. No one really around him at the moment. Gets into the centre circle. Now faced up by a couple of red shirts. They're all back in their own half, Turkey. But Pektas has got past a couple of them. Tries to go to the left side of the area. Good block from Uzum, though, who certainly stood his ground there on the edge of the area. And Turkey have the ball.
Yeah, throw out by the Turkish goalkeeper downfield into the centre circle where Alexander Fangman, the German captain, pokes it down the right. Well controlled on the right-hand side by Alican Pektas. He goes past the broken line, stops, comes back, retrieves the ball by the kickboard, tussling with the Turkish number 2, Aydeniz, and Pektas gets the better of him now, drifts into the centre, and gets pushed over on the edge of the D, nothing given by the officials, and it will be a restart again by Turkey. Long throw down the right, trying to pick out Tokal, and that just goes straight out of play for, again, a restart, this time for the German keeper Sebastian Themmel to throw. And inadvertently throws it straight to Hassam Satay in the centre circle. You don't want to be doing that. Here goes Satay up to the broken line. Runs into Fangman, gets the better of him. 2 defenders in front of him, goes past them, scuffs his shot wide. Real open chance there for Turkey. And as he went past the defenders, he was just being pushed further wide. And it was an acute angle for the shot. Didn't get a good purchase on the ball. Kuting from inside his own third, starts another run from deep, stops inside the centre circle, drifts over to the left inside his own half, collides with the Turkish 7, Okel, up to the halfway line in the centre circle again, runs into Aydeniz, who's trying to get a right foot in, gets the ball back for Turkey, but Kuting wins it for Germany in that centre circle. Quite tight in these opening few minutes, and no one really playing some fluid line football or even picking out players with maybe switch balls or maybe diagonal long balls at the moment. It's Kuting all the way back inside his own third, and he's going to get a free kick awarded to him. In fact, actually, no, it's Turkey. It's going to be for obstruction. It would be a personal foul. Referee Andrew Page coming over to the halfway line and signifying it is a personal foul, not a team foul. They're the medals that will be awarded. The participation medals for all the players. Participation medals are given to all the athletes here in Berlin. But of course, tomorrow the medals will change colour. They will be bronze. They will be silver. And in the 7:30 match, local time tomorrow between Russia and Spain, there will be gold medals. Free kick to Turkey on the left in the final third. A yard in from the kickboard, both posts being tapped by the coach behind the goal. 3 men in a wall, although there is a metre gap between these players. Satay, what's he going to do? Is he going to move into a more central position for a shot? Here goes Satay. No, he's going to shoot from distance right into the chest of the FC St. Pauli player, Erasmus Nayers. And it's played out past that broken line by Germany, who is still stuck on this left-hand kickboard where the ball's been for a good minute or so. Satay trying to go down that line, decides then eventually to get the ball in play to Kerpatoglu on the right. Evades the challenge, he's down the right, can't get the ball across the goal, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, great shot there of the crown. You see the Italian team just on the near side as well of that shot as Germany attack over halfway. Ardian is battling away with Pektas, but actually Satay picks the ball up on the left-hand side, midway inside the German half. Kuting battling with him all the way, and Satay gets on the outside towards the byline. Kuting gets the last laugh though. He's had a good start to this game, Tamé Kuting, striding a long way over the halfway line now. He's got 2 red shirts in front of him. Aydeniz was pulling him back legally there, and it meant Kuting couldn't really keep pace with the ball, but it did take the last touch of Aydeniz, and it will be a corner on the near side for Germany, who will look to get their first shot in anger away at Doric Erkman's goal. So a corner on the near side. Pektas is the only one currently stood in the corner to take it. Turkey have 3 men back. They've left Satay up at the other end with Nayes. In fact, Satay's making his way back into his own half now to defend this. Of course, both teams not wanting to blink first in this game. Fangman just with his left foot on the ball at the moment, leaves it for the smaller Pektas with the black trainers, comes back towards the broken line, then tries to turn away back on the outside down the right hand side again. They're both being forced up to the kickboard here, Kerpatoglu and Pektas. A real dogfight going on as Pektas tries to keep the ball close under his foot here. Good commanding of the ball from Pektas, who's got Kerpatoglu all over him at the moment, and it's still in the corner on the near side. The ball's hardly moved, but there is a little bit of a fidget on it, therefore it is a legal play from both. Kerpatoglu in the end coming out on top, clearing it down the line, and it'll be a German ball away to our left for Themmel, the goalkeeper, to throw over the halfway line onto the far side, and Pektas just over the centre circle, plays it towards the near side, the right, and Fangman, quite an advanced position for him, goes in towards the attacking third, coming across is Aydiniz, good battling from them on the near side. Fangman coming out on top, then slipping onto the floor. The referee says that Aydiniz got the ball behind him, and now Satay breaks down the left into the penalty area. He goes, it's a tight angle for a shot. The last touch came off Satay and will go out for a German ball, and Themmel will bowl it out from the back, a high looping one towards the halfway line. Pektas running onto it. Uzun will let that shepherd out for a goal kick, which was risky there because Pektas got in behind him and also almost won possession, but in the end Turkey have the ball. Good throw down the line, but an even better stop from Kutik, who marches forward past Aydiniz. Only got Uzun to beat, shot from Kutik straight at the goalkeeper. First save of the game for him. Bowled out towards the right hand side, it rolls over the halfway line. Kerpatoglu into the attacking zone, tight to the right hand kickboard. He's got 3 white shirts in front of him, looks to shoot from a very ambitious angle. Easily goes wide, and it will be a German ball.
The game has burst into life, Jonathan. It was a really good chance there for Germany to take the lead, but the goalkeeper, good positioning in the centre of his goalkeeping square. Flip ball from the left over to the right to try and find Alichan Pektas, but it's brought out by Satay. Central position, stops before the broken line, now cleared by Fangman. Downfield, that's going to run through to the goalkeeper, and he will then have another opportunity to launch another attack. Erkman downfield to try and find Kerpatoglu. Lovely turn inside the final third, way out wide on the right. Flashing shot past the post on the far side, the far left for him. And it just came off the defender's ankle, says Francois Coquin, the referee on that side. Andrew Page just picking the ball up. Let's have a look at the replay. If you're watching a live stream, you can just see it. Just a deflection, says Francois. Well, he's one of the top officials in the game, and he has eagle eyes, and he saw the little deflection, so it's going to be a corner to Turkey. On the left, Satay, Kerpatoglu, 3 men in a wall for Germany, all come forward at the same time. Satay, arched run, right-footed shot wide of the right-hand post. Goal kick to Germany. Not got his shooting boots on as yet, has the number 11 for Turkey, with those 11 goals in the tournament. Aydiniz all over the back of Pektas. Pektas goes to ground, nothing given. Aydiniz does very well for Turkey, over halfway on the right, just in front of the officials' dugout. Still keeping the ball outside of his half. Across comes Kuting to get involved. He runs into Kerpatoglu. Referee blows up, and it's going to be a free kick to Germany right in front of the German bench. There's John Ball, the manager of Turkey. He's seen it all before. I was talking to him about the incidents in the semi-finals regarding his team, and also the England own goal at the end, saying, have you ever seen anything like that? And he nodded and says, I've seen it all before. So free kick to Germany. Again, no void was the call. The crowd just being told to be quiet. It's very full here in Germany. Plenty of support for both teams. Kuting stops before he gets to the halfway line. Lovely control and drag backs. Now he starts his run over halfway. It's towards the broken line in the centre, turning away again from the defenders, trying to lead them a merry dance, and he just runs straight into Satay, who just goes straight downfield, driving towards the area on the left-hand side, and he's going to get a free kick as well from Alexander Fangman, who obstructed the tournament leading goal scorer, just stuck out a leg. And the difference there between the two attacks, you had Tammy Kuting, who was mazy dribbling and stopping and starting, and then all of a sudden when Satay got it straight downfield, no nonsense, and brings a foul,
which also means they'll get this free kick and a substitution for Turkey. So coming off is Keptoglu, and onto the field comes number 7, Emre Okal. And now there are rolling substitutions, so Keptoglu can come back on in this first half, but he won't be involved in this free kick. It is to the left of centre, and it is around about 9 metres from goal. 4 men in the wall, goalkeeper down on his knee to try and measure precisely where the ball needs to be. Standing over it is Satay, and also the captain Uzum. I think it's going to be the captain Uzum. There's 2 Turkish players on the edge of the goalkeeping square. Now, is that to block the view of Sebastian Themmel? 2 posts being tapped. Silence here in Berlin. They've swapped over. It's going to be Satay. More central, shoots straight at the goalkeeper. 2 hands, parries it around for. It's going to be a throw-in, which essentially will start obviously on the floor. It's gone over the kickboard, so it's going to be a restart, almost a free kick basically, virtually by the corner. Taken by Okal, back to the broken line, in a more central position, runs straight into Alican Pektaş, has to go back and pick the ball up. He does so, runs into his teammate, quite scrappy on the edge of the broken line, inside the German half where the ball has been for the most of these 9 minutes in this 5th place playoff game. Remember, the winners going to the World Cup in Madrid. Crossed by Okal, comes off Nayez, and it's a corner to Turkey.
Good game there so far. Satay there almost breaking the deadlock with that free kick. A wonderful right-footed strike, but Themmel equal to it. So a corner on the far side, the Turkish right. 3 men back in the penalty area for Germany as Okal looks to take the scenic route, gets towards a central position but still drifts towards the left. A wide arcing run from Okal, who is then tripped according to one of the referees. Andrew Page making that call, and I think it's Fangman again who is the guilty party. So it'll be a free kick more or less in the exact same position as Satay's effort a couple of moments ago. So the referee has said it will be a team foul against Germany. That equalises the team fouls, 2 each now, after 9 minutes here, almost at the midway point of this first period. Of course, this a direct playoff to find out who will be at the 7th edition of the Blind Football World Championships next year in Madrid. Both teams are at the 2014 edition. Only one of them will be on the plane to Madrid at the start of June. So once again, it's Hasan Yildirim, the guide behind the goal, in his red tracksuit top and black tracksuit bottoms, just tapping the post with that what we suspect is a wedding ring. And I'd love to find out what his wife thinks about that. Must be a few dents on that by now after this week. It's Okal this time, right for the shot, straight into Nayez in the wall. Comes back for Okal again, 9 metres out, central position. He's got his back to goal now. Good pressure from Kutig. Both number 7s pushing each other towards the halfway line, and then Germany retreat in their own half, allowing Okal a bit of space to turn, look forward, and then play it to the left-hand side, and Satay, who drifts in from the left channel towards the right-hand side, checks in lovely, past Kutig, right-footed shot, Themmel saves again and just stays in his penalty area. That's the most important thing, didn't concede a penalty. Nayez on the edge of his area, one of 3 German players stood around the ball. Nayez clears it away towards halfway. Okal, right of centre, just trying to find the ball. He hears out for it, and now marches forward past Pektaş, in a central position, shot and block from Fangman, but all Turkey at the moment. Pektaş on halfway trying to hold it up, gets on the outside of Ardeniz, but Ardeniz is not letting up that battle at all at the moment. On the near side, Ardeniz goes down under the tackle of Pektaş. The referee says it was fair, and in the end it's actually Ardeniz who turns away with the ball on the Turkish left. On the near side, Satay coming in from the halfway line in a central position, then opts to go back on the outside of Fangman again. The German players are in his wake here. Satay, as he dribbles his way through the left side of the area, real chance, gets the ball stuck under his foot first time around, shoots with the right foot, it squirms wide of Themmel's goal, but it's still in play on the byline on the far side. Satay goes across to the far side to try and keep it in, but he can't, and it is a German restart, but Okal and Satay in particular looking very dangerous.
Yeah, Themmel at the moment is standing up strong and firm in the German goal. Rolls it out for the left, and Kuting up to halfway in front of the dugouts on the far side, in front of the officials' tent as well, and it's just cleared downfield, and that's going to run out of play. And Germany at the moment struggling to get out of their half, and then when they do, struggling to get a shot on goal as well. Long throw down the left towards Satai. Satai controls very well down by the corner, stops him from going out of play. He's got Fangman for company, stops with his run towards the broken line, into the area, switch play, and then a shot down to the left-hand side, saved by the goalkeeper's legs. Everyone thought he was going to shoot to the far right corner, including the goalkeeper, who managed to dive to his left and then stick out his right leg. His shot comes in from the right, goes out of play for a goal kick, but a great save by the goalkeeper once again, even though he was diving in the opposite direction. Great reactions from the keeper. Drops the ball out of his D, finds Kuting. Now, Kuting is shouting to his teammates, he wants options, and he plays it down the right to find Pektaş. Pektaş picks it up, and straight into the Turkish defender, that's Aydeniz. Inside the centre circle, Fangman, lovely little turn and pirouette, runs into two defenders. Fangman on the edge of the D, he can score from there. He slices it wide with his left foot, and he gets a round of applause from the crowd.
So it's bowled from Erkman to the right-hand side, and with possession now is Okel coming in from the right channel. Low diagonal ball towards the left, and Sato is on his own at the minute. Left side of the area, poor first touch, and he can't keep it in on the byline there. And Themel at the back will bowl this one out down the right, just bounced on the halfway line. Of course, it has to bounce just before the halfway line, and he about got away with that, Themel. Turkey win the ball back on the right-hand side, head-on collision between Okal and Kuting, the two number 7s battling there. No void call by Kuting, so it'll be a free kick for Turkey, and maybe a third team foul against Germany in this match. The referee just going to the far side and indicating that to the officials' tent now. Indeed, it will be a third team foul of the game for Germany so far. And Turkey have the free kick midway between the halfway point and their defensive broken line. Germany, everyone in their own half here. And the referee's just blown his whistle because we're going to have a substitution from Turkey before this is taken. A surprising change. Hasan Satai being given a few minutes of rest here, and coming on to replace him as Salal Koban. And one thing about Turkey is they have so much strength in depth. Every single player on their bench they can bring on to change things for the better for them. So another managerial headache for John Ball, maybe he's got too many good players to be able to pick a best 5 and be able to have got to the semi-finals in this. But of course, all is not lost. They can qualify if they win this game for the World Cup. That's what this match is about. Free kick breaks down and Kutik clears away down the near side, the right for Germany now. Pektaş trying to get onto the loose ball, but again Uzum shepherds the ball out of play well, and it will be a restart for Turkey. Bowled out by Erkman towards the left-hand side. Fangman comes out on top, head of Okal, and Fangman carry on marching down the centre of the Turkish defence. Only Uzman to beat on the edge of his own area, blocks the shot, and it squirms towards the near side, the left. Aydeniz plays the ball down the left-hand side. Okal trying to give chase ahead of Nayez, gets towards the byline, and it comes off Nayez last, and will be a corner for Turkey on the near side, the left. So currently just over 12.5 minutes gone in this game. Germany conceding the 3 team fouls, Turkey the 2. Of course, if either team exceed 5 X's on your screen there on the graphic, then it will be an 8-metre penalty for the opposition. A substitution very soon to be made by Germany, but the corner looks as if it will be taken first. A 3-man wall at the front post for Germany as Okal looks to wriggle away from them. Left side of the area, shot from a tight angle, takes a nick off Fangman and goes wide off Themel's near post into the side netting. So it's going to be another corner for Turkey on the near side, the left. But first, a change for the home nation as Alican Pektaş, who has really struggled so far against the physical presence of the Turkish backline, is to replace by the younger, fresher Jonathan Tonzing, who is certainly one of the big players in German football right now.
Yeah, Alican Pektaş going off. He is the 4-time Golden Boot winner in the Bayern Bundesliga, and he's been replaced by the young sensation wearing number 2, Jonathan Tonzing, who in Alican Pektaş's absence this year through injury had the top goal scorer Golden Boot to his name. Ball's inside the D with Okal, can't get a clean shot on goal. There's another 3 German players around him, and Fangman by his own right corner just flips the ball down the board on the left, And they're struggling to get out of their own half at the moment, are Germany. Into the hands of the goalkeeper, a long pass forward. Themel throws too long, over the halfway line. And that means it will be a free kick on the halfway line for Turkey. It needs to bounce once inside their own half when the goalkeepers throw, or else they'll be throwing so long downfield that the game would be ruined. It needs to at least bounce once inside their own half. That one just by a foot or so was over the halfway line. So we've now got a free kick where Oka will take. And he starts a run down the left, up to the broken line already. 3 men in front of him, but he drives from that left-hand side and scuffs his shot to the keeper. No power to beat Themel at the moment, who's standing up to these constant Turkish attacks. Here goes Kuting up to halfway, starting a one-man attack down the right. He's got Tonzing over on the left, but he's just halted his run. Back into the centre circle, stops once again. Tonzing's on the left, tries to find him, too much on the pass. And then goes forward, and there's groans around the stadium here in Berlin, because Germany at the moment are not really in this game. The only way that they're in it is because the score is goalless. It's going to be a goal kick to Turkey, and the goalkeeper drops it out of his area to the feet of the defender Aydeniz. It's a good ball forward. It gets intercepted though by Kuting on halfway on the left by the kickboard. Again switches over. That's towards Okal on this near side, and also Tonzing, who almost goes down under a tackle. He's in the centre circle. Tonzing over to the left now, just lets the ball run through his legs. He's got Koban for company right in front of the Turkish coach, John Ball, and he's watching on as Kuting and Okal, they battle inside the centre circle, drifting over to this near right hand side. Our commentary was soon just above the camera, which angle you were just on. Fangman tries to scoop the ball forward, but gets no purchase on it and only finds Koban. Koban for Turkey. It's all inside the midfield third at the moment. Push back. Aydeniz comes in with a tackle on the right. Pokes the ball forward. No one's there at the moment apart from Tommy Kuting. Inside his own third. Clears downfield to no one in particular. And that runs straight through, and it will be a goal kick again to Turkey. Quite scrappy, Jonathan.
Absolutely, but Turkey certainly, if anyone was on top, it would be they. And Okal running down the left-hand side. Shoulder bars coming in from Fangman. Another foul conceded by the German captain. And again, it's Turkey being direct on this near side, the left, and it's causing a lot of problems for the German defence. So that could be a fourth team foul going against Germany. And 5 minutes to go in this first period. They're beginning to live a bit of a charmed life. And their coach, Uli Faseru, who's on your screen at the moment with the blue polo top on, and Deutschland written on the back, must be beginning to wonder if he will have to take his captain off soon, because he's conceded his third personal foul. Now, the difference between the personal and the team fouls is the team fouls reset at half-time, the personal fouls do not. And if you concede 5 personal fouls, you have to be replaced. So a free kick for Turkey, in from the left kickboard, level with the 8-metre penalty spot. Aydeniz stood behind Okal. It's a 4-man German wall at the near post, and lurking at the far stick is Celal Koban. Only Uzum is back at the moment for Turkey in the centre circle, as the posts are tapped either side of the goal frame by Hasan Yildirim. So it seems as though Okal is lining up his body shape to run laterally inside, then shoot. This time it's blocked by a combination of Kuting and then Tonzing. Wriggles out towards the near side, and Okal, he's got his back to the byline. Tonzing in his back, he tries to flip the ball centrally to Koban. Koban has the ball, controls it towards his own halfway line, then turns. Kuting's in his back. Kuting's been outstanding so far for Germany, really holding firm and doing his defensive job well. Koban is forced into the wall on the near side by Kuting, but then manages to roll it down the line for Okal. Furthest man up for Turkey, comes inside. A block from Naras on the edge of his own area. Has the ball coming out to the near side, and Aydeniz outside of the broken line in a central position, trying to charge down the centre of the German defence. Easier said than done. He goes down holding his right leg, but Kuting will come down the left-hand side, and the referee has not yet stopped play, but Francis Coquelin will just look at Aydeniz, stop play, and allow him to receive some treatment. So the initial free kick from Okal coming in from the right, a block off the leg of Kuting, and then Tonzing was stood in place to stop the ball going out for a corner. And then as the game transpired, Aydeniz decided to charge down the centre of the white wall in front of him, Nayez is a big part of that wall, collided into him, and Ardinez is just trying out that right knee at the moment as he limps away towards his own half. So it'll be an uncontested drop ball in the centre circle, and Okel will just kick it back to the German keeper. And it was a nasty knee-on-knee clash between Ardinez and actually Kuting that saw him suffer that injury. Timeout from Germany then, and we have got 4 minutes remaining in this first half, Pete. Of course, both halves are 20 minutes long, and at the moment you would have to say Turkey more on top, but still pretty tight. German defence holding out well.
Yeah, definitely Turkey on top. They've had all the play, all the possession, but it still remains goalless. And if you're watching this live stream, hello out there, welcome to Blind Football. Maybe it's your first time of watching a game of blind football. This is the IBSA Blind Football European Championships here in Berlin. We're at the 5th place playoff stage, where the winner of this will actually go through to the World Cup, so it means an awful lot between Turkey, who are the defending champions, and Germany. Tomorrow we have 2 games, that is to decide who finishes 3rd, and that will be between England and France, and then the final between Spain and Russia. 2 semi-finals were very, very dramatic. England losing on penalties after being in front with 12 seconds remaining and then conceding an own goal. And then an equally dramatic second semi-final where it was again decided on penalties after another 2-2 draw and Russia getting the better. And there was controversy as well with the goal, one penalty having to be retaken because the goalkeeper was slightly off his line. Anyway, the timeout is over. We'll have 1 timeout per half of a minute. If you're just wondering out there about the sport, a quick rundown. The ball actually is size 4 football. It's got a some ball bearings inside a tin sphere, which makes a rattling sound. There's 6 of them actually in there, and it's very similar to a baby's rattle. And that's what the crowd are silent for, so the players can hear that. As the goalkeeper throws out to Tonzing, who tries to turn his man, can't, 2 versus 2, and it's the Turkish player Ardinez up past halfway, past the broken line on the right, runs into Tammy Kuting on that left for Germany, who try and clear. And if you're wondering about those crosses below the scores, you'll add 5 team fouls per half. They do get taken away at half-time. Any more than those 5, and it will be an 8-metre penalty. Doesn't matter where the infringement was caused. There's less than 4 minutes remaining, so we might not get to that stage. It's inside the midfield third. The pitch is actually split into thirds. You can see broken lines there. So you've got an attacking third, midfield third, and a defensive third. It helps with audio description commentary because, of course, there's people watching this or located inside the ground as Kuting goes to ground in the centre circle, told to get to his feet by referee Francois Coca, who, of course, are visually impaired or blind, and they're listening to his commentary, and it helps them locate where the ball is, and it means that they can enjoy the commentary a whole lot more. Ardinez struggling to clear outside of his own defensive third by the left-hand kickboard. First time Germany have really been in the Turkish half for a while, and he's been pushed to the ground is Tonzing, and it's going to be a German free kick deep inside that final third. So a real chance here, Jonathan, for Germany, in one of the first times actually that they'll have an attack for a good 5 or 6 minutes, shooting towards the scoreboard end. Away to our right, Fangman comes over, who scored one of the best goals of the tournament, and indeed the best thing you can do is find the IBSA Blind Football Championships on Facebook or on Twitter at Euro 2017 Berlin, and you can see our top goal of the tournament competition. There's 8 absolute crackers on there, and you can vote for your best, and it's a great way to enjoy blind football as well. Just check out those top goals so far here in Berlin. And there might be an addition here. Fangman, whose goal in the opening match actually is on that list. He's wearing 10, he's the captain. Tonzing, the young superstar, is wearing 2. There's the coach behind the goal, tapping the posts. Just so the players know exactly where they're located. The coach behind the goal can give advice then to the forwards, just like the goalkeeper, who's obviously fully sighted,
can give advice to the defenders. It's going to be Tonzing from that angle, shoots high over the top of the crossbar, and it remains goalless.
Ambitious from Tonzing that, but I wouldn't put it past him. Unfortunately, that time he couldn't quite get his radar on point. Erkman rolls it to the right, and Koban, midway inside his own half, just plays it forward straight into the feet of Nayez, and the back three for Germany are really keeping tight together whenever they haven't got the ball, but Nayez trying to counter down the right hand side. There are three red shirts in his back, one of them Koban, who puts the ball out of play, and it will indeed be a corner for Germany on the near side there right. First there will be a change for Turkey. Coming back onto the field will be their 11th goal man from the group stages, Hasan Satay, and he replaces Celal Koban. And I do have to say, since Turkey took this man off, Celal Salai, then they have Hasan Satay, then they have certainly dipped in standard a wee bit. So a bit of defending for Turkey to do at the moment. All four red shirts back inside their own penalty area, more or less, as there are two Germans stood over the ball on the near side. It'll be Fangman just touching the ball off for Tonzing, which will allow him to dribble around the arc of the penalty area. Tonzing indeed runs back towards the broken line, then turns a good turn of pace back towards the byline again. The ball is caught between his feet and the kickboard, so he tries to backheel it into space and find Fangman, but Satay is on the edge of his own area and wins the ball back. Comes down the left hand side, clips it with the right foot, it bounces towards the far side kickboard just over the halfway line, and it falls into the path of Kutik, who did not shout voy. Okul collided into him, and of course voy is the call to say I am here, otherwise there is no other way that the players would be able to hear where their teammates or the opposition players are. So it will be a 15 foul of the half for Germany and a third personal foul of the half for Kutig, and a free kick for Turkey right of the centre circle, just short of halfway. And that red flag means on your screen there that if Germany concede another team foul, which is a direct free kick, then it will be an 8-metre penalty for the Turks. They will take this free kick. Okul running over the halfway line, right hand side, directly into the offensive zone, cuts back on the left foot, great turn of pace, right side there, Okul, great save by the legs of Demel, comes back for Okul, who couldn't respond quickly enough, but he has the ball now. Satay, left corner of the area, running back towards the broken line. Satay stops the ball under his foot, then tries to wriggle onto the right again, central position, shot comes in, and Demel once again, the rescuer for Germany. He bowls it towards the halfway line. A raucous crowd in tonight, most of them actually. I'd say a Turkish on the near side, and they're certainly getting behind their men in red at the moment. Free kick conceded by Turkey, however. It's the captain, Uzum, remonstrating with the referee, saying he couldn't really get out the way there of Tonzing as they both went down to the floor. So that will be a fourth team foul for Turkey now, and these are totting up at the back end of this first period, as I think the stakes of this game are beginning to be realised by both sets of players. Bit of frustration for Turkey, they haven't broke the deadlock yet. They almost did with this effort from Okal, however, and it is a 14 foul against Turkey in this game and a German free kick.
Yeah, once again, any more than the 5, it will be an 8-metre penalty kick, so if Germany commit a team foul, they will have an 8-metre penalty kick conceded against them. Long-range shot, well saved by the goalkeeper. Turkey only have 4, and again, they get taken away at half-time, which is only a minute and a half away. Here goes Okal once again. Up to halfway, stopped. And Okal has to drift over to the left-hand side. Tonzing's on his back. Okal turns and plays it down the line. Good ball to try and find Hasan Satay, who's got 11 goals in this tournament. Handy because he wears number 11. Up to halfway was Fangman. It's quite fractious at the moment. This final minute to go. Neither side want to give away either a foul or we want to concede a goal just before half-time. Denise just plays it forward out of his half. Let's get it down the other end of the field, he says. And Satay has picked up the ball on the left. He's going to stop and then drift towards a central position. Obviously, more of a chance of scoring from a central position. Here he goes towards the edge of the D, sending the defence one way or another, drifting in and out of defenders. He can turn and shoot from there. He's being held up at the moment. Chance for a left-footed shot, just loses the ball, but eventually pokes it towards goal, and the goalkeeper does well by getting down and again sticking his leg out for them. Well, that's twice now he's dived to his left, the ball's gone to his right, and he's saved with his legs. It's going to be a corner to Turkey on the left in the dying seconds of this first half. Remember, if you win this match, you go to Madrid next year and the World Cup. If it's a draw at the end of full time, it goes straight to penalties.
Three-man German wall runs straight through them, does Okel, into the goalkeeping square and then into the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper himself cannot come out of that 2-metre square.
Tonzing trying to turn down the right-hand side. 2 red shirts around him. A bad angle through at the moment. Pressed up against the kickboard with Ardianiz in his back. He squares it across the broken line and finds Kuti with a very accurate pass. Oakham quick to respond to the ball on the halfway line on the German left, but Kuti manages to turn inside of him very well indeed. Kuti in diagonally running from left towards the right-hand side. Ardianiz coming across. Good defending so far in this game from Turkey and from Germany as well, you have to say. You were thankful of their goalkeeper, Sebastian Themmel, but the score remains goalless at the break in this World Cup qualifying playoff game between Germany and Turkey, the home nation against the reigning European champions. The half-time score is 0-0. Themmel with some wonderful saves, mostly with his feet, it has to be said as well. Hasan Satay has certainly looked bright for Turkey so far in this game, as has substitute Emrah Okel as well since coming on. Germany have threatened little at the other end, and Doric Oakman has had a very quiet first 20 minutes. All square at the break then, it's Germany 0, Turkey 0.
Well, you just heard Jonathan Bell, your commentator, said that Germany have threatened little. I'll give you the stats on that. Shots on target for Turkey, 17. For Germany, 5. So they have threatened little. We did ask Arne Schrumann, the analyst for Germany, before the game, and I said to him, do you think high-scoring game or very low-scoring battle game? And he answered with, he thought it would be a bit of a battle. He wasn't wrong, was he?
No, it's definitely a battle, and it's a battle that's currently a draw, but Turkey are the dominant side in terms of territory, in terms of shots. The goalkeeper for Germany, Sebastian, has been called into action on many occasions, and he stood up firm to the attack. Nice handling from a pot shot from distance by that man once again, Kerpazoglu, who scored the winner in the final 2 years ago. He's off the field at the moment. It's good actually that he's playing, because he was in a net brace at one point of this tournament and had to go for an MRI scan after a nasty collision. Lovely turn again by Kerpazoglu, shot wide, and this man, number 11, Hasan Satay, who's scored all them goals so far, 11 of them, and the number 11 has tested the keeper on a number of occasions, but they've not really had the shooting boots on Turkey. They've got into fantastic positions on many occasions and shot wide, but I think a goal is coming. It's all been inside the German half. They've been quite disappointing, Germany.
Sebastian Themmel needs a little bit of help in front of him, doesn't he? All these shots raining in again here. Satay just bursting his way through, and again it's Themmel who manages to pad it downwards. He probably would have wanted to push that wide of the goal on that occasion. However, he did have 3 white shirts in front of him. Here's some of the rear Germany going forward. Their offence has been little.
Yeah, the German captain Fangman, who is part of our best goal in the tournament, with the opening strike actually in the first game. He ventured a few times, but it was a rare foray into Turkish territory.
It certainly was. Don't forget, you've got time to vote in that competition using the hashtag the sound of football. You can vote up until half-time in the final. We'll give you the winner of the goal of the tournament competition at half-time in the final tomorrow. A couple more shots on target here, and again this is a great save from Themmel. That's an absolute world-class save on any level of football. If you're just tuning in, it's the first time you've managed to catch some of the action at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. That has not been a ball draw by any stretch of the imagination, but Themmel needs some help in goal.
Yeah, he does, and he's been really good in terms of his handling and also with his legs. There was 2 really important saves where he dived to his left-hand side, the ball went to his right, and he saved with his legs. He's an all-round goalkeeper, Themmel. Safe handling, good with his legs, and his also distribution's not been bad as well.
Okay, what's coming up tomorrow? It is our final day here at these championships in Berlin, and you can see the light is fading tonight. The light will fade one last time tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Our first game, that's German time, 5 o'clock. England taking on France again in any level of football. That's a belting tie, England versus France, but it is only for 3rd place. I say only, still get this nifty handy little trophy that's on our table. And then Spain against Russia. We will have a brand new European champion. Turkey playing right now against Germany and being held. We will have a new champion. Will the holders of the World Cup hold the European title when they get there next year to Madrid? That'll be very interesting. June the 7th, by the way, is the start of the World Cup. Let's have a quick look at the goal of the tournament, shall we?
Women's have certainly done a good deal of training coming into this one. Last year they had the Four Nations Championships, which they finished second in. And right now they're leading on day one of these European Championships. Fangman, oh, he scored a wonderful goal. Took the ball on halfway, just wriggled his way towards the right side of the area and unleashed a right-footed firecracker into the roof of Mark Alamachia's net. Celebrations absolutely fantastic with the rest of his teammates, but what a strike from the edge of the D. The Italians there couldn't stop him. Up towards the Turkish stopper, up towards the other end of the field it goes. A slight hesitation from the Belgian defence, and a third goal for Turkey in the process as Hasan Satay gets two quick-fire goals for the reigning European champions, who are certainly beginning to show exactly what they are made of now. A beautiful bit of control from Hasan Satay, managed to hold off David Dortu before turning on the outside onto his right foot on the angle and slammed one in into the top right corner of Willian Sechi's net. It is Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Exquisite control, and how about that for an accurate finish?
To score more. Martin, lovely ball from the left-hand side inside his own half. Kicks out on the right, Alamar. He's got too many in front of him in the D. Goes past one. What a goal for Spain! The wonder kid Sergio Alamar moved the ball out of his feet. A right-footed shot from the edge of the D. Nestles in the top left-hand corner. The goalkeeper never moved. It's 5 for Spain.
Wonderful bit of control from Sergio Alamar, shifting it from the left foot onto the right foot, right-hand side of the area, and blasted Bashashvili. Now he's on the edge of the France penalty area, trying to work a route towards the France goal. Good tackle coming in from Pedersen, who bursts now over the halfway line. The German defenders beginning to retreat. Pedersen going alone here, shot with the right foot. What a goal from Jerome Pedersen, who doubled France's lead right at the end of the first half. Germany at one end missing a penalty, and Jerome Pedersen bursts over the halfway line on the counter-attack to rub salt further into the German wounds. A wonderful goal from him on the right side of the area. A low shot past Leitch and into the net.
Position number 6, Martin Barron. Now brought out by the tall Dan English down the right-hand side. Over the halfway, dribbles inside, past the broken line, edge of the D, into the back of the net. What a start for England, and what a start for Dan English. A cracking goal that started in his own half. He went over the halfway line, right-hand side, drifted into a central position, and then let fly from all of 10 metres. Goalkeeper with no chance, past his right-hand side in a blink of an eye. With his right foot, Dan English opens the scoring in style. It's England 1, France 0.
Just the start that John Pugh would have wanted from his England players. A tremendous finish.
Showing off his control down the right. Right-footed shot into the back of the net. What a goal for Spain. And their number 10 and captain, Youssef Al-Hadawi. A right-footed thunderbolt from the right-hand side of the attacking third. It's only taken just over a minute for Spain to go 1-up in this vital Group B clash here in Berlin at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. 1-0 Spain.
Riviere now with possession on the left-hand side, just trying to turn back and face the goal edge of the attacking zone. Oh no, what a shot from distance from Gael Riviere out of absolutely nothing. Gives France the lead after 5.5 minutes in this crucial game for the French team. A wonderful strike with the right foot. The goalkeeper for Italy did not move.
Okay, so that is indeed the end of half-time. If you want to see all those goals, you can go to the website www.eurosport.com Euro2017.Berlin. You can see it on social media as well. Follow us on Twitter at Euro2017Berlin. It's over to Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby for a cracking last second half.
Thank you very much, Alan. A goal in this game of that sort of quality would certainly not go amiss here. Germany kicking from right to left in the second period in their all-white strip against Turkey from left to right in their all-red strip. We're all good to go. Finally poised at the break at 0-0. A reminder, of course, the winner of this game will go to the World Cup in Madrid on June the 7th, 2018. Will it be Germany? Will it be Turkey? We will soon find out. The ball immediately played into the left corner for Kutig to run on to, but it goes out of play and will be a Turkey restart with Erkman in his all dark green strip, bowling it out towards the left side kickball. Rolls down the line for Satay, just outside the penalty area, trying to cut inside. The ball wriggles free and is picked up by Kutig momentarily, but then Okul picks it up, right corner of the area. Good footwork from him, dazzling Nayez as he gets towards the edge of the area. The ball is momentarily stationary. Kutig manages to get his foot in there as well and clear it away. And at the moment, it's more or less the start to the second half that Germany had at the end of the first by just having three players plonked on the edge of the area and trying to scramble it away. Pektas down the other end. Ardinez goes to the ground as he tries to chase the diminutive number 9 for the Germans. Played into the feet of Kutig. Good control by both feet. Gets towards the end of the centre circle. Just about managed to save that ball from going out of his grasp. Now he charges down the centre. Good tackle coming in from Satay. And now Okum can come down the right-hand side. In fact, it's Ardinez battling towards the right corner of the area. Naraj gets his body in the way once again. Kutig quick to react on the near side kickboard. Ardinez not giving that one up. Just outside the left corner of the German box, Kutig turns and clears it towards the far side, and Pektas, who loses a trainer there as he goes down under a challenge from Satay. The referee said no wrongdoing, but it will be stopped anyway because Pektas cannot locate his trainer, and the official just goes across and will help pop it back on for him now, and hopefully Pektas will be putting back onto his foot a goal-scoring boot, Pete.
Yeah, from a German perspective, obviously the Turkish fans out there will be none too fussed regarding his boot being put back on. But yeah, very level after the first half. Germany 0, Turkey 0, and well, Turkey did have a lot of possession, a lot of shots, but haven't found the back of the net as yet. Pektas is going to play it back for a Turkish restart. It's good sporting behaviour there. One of the most sporting sports out there, if you know what I mean, in terms of players helping each other up and passing it back to the opposition when players been stopped. Long throughout down for Turkey, the right-hand side. Can't be picked up or collected. Satay now on the left, deep inside the German half. Tried to drag it back away from Fangman. He's still with him. That's the German captain, Fangman. Satay with those 11 goals. At the moment, not got his shooting boots on. Here goes Okul over the broken line. Stops in the centre. Now goes to the right. Good tackle comes in by Kuting. Very dangerous run that by Okul. I think if Kutin didn't get to him, he was going to be clean on goal. Pektas back heels it to his captain, Fangman. Over the centre line. Loses the ball inside the centre circle. Ardinez tries to play it down the left for Turkey. It's quite scrappy in these first few minutes. Remember, it will go to penalties straight after if it's still goalless in this second half. Pektas then trying to do something about it. Looked like he fell on the ball, gets to his feet, now goes down again. Still nothing given, being told to get up by the referee, and Turkey just cleared downfield. It's not very good though. It finds only Fangman, who starts a run from deep. Good tackle comes in on him from Uzum, who runs into the kickboard. That's on either side of the field, and Ardinez can't stop it from going out of play.
So the England coaching staff there watching on from the stand behind the goal. Of course, England would be wishing they were here tomorrow night for the final. They have to settle, however, for the third, fourth playoff game against France, which you can watch live on the stream. 5:30 kickoff local time, 4:30 if you're watching from the UK. Corner on the far side for Germany, stood over the ball. Kutig behind Pektas. Pektas will try a mazy dribble with those stumpy legs of his, but in fact, Kutig has turned around as though he wants a little run at this well. So we'll have to wait and find out what the case is here. Fangman's in the penalty area as well. Turkey have everybody defending their front post at the moment. And Nayez is just poised on the edge of the centre circle. So can Germany break the deadlock? Pektas looks to flick it towards the centre of the area, bounces past Fangman towards the near side, and the ball rolls backwards towards halfway. Fangman manages to pick up possession, back to goal, trying to spin away from Okel at the moment. The two go to ground momentarily. They're doing a bit of a waltz with each other, and coming out on top seems to be Fangman down the right-hand side. Good square ball in field for Pektas on the right-hand side, just over halfway. Poor first touch from him, allows Satai to nip in there and win possession back, and he motors down the left-hand side. Nayez comes across and manages to stop Satai in his tracks on the right corner of the German box. The ball is cleared down the line. Pektas trying to turn away out the defensive zone, does a really good job as well. Pektas down the right channel over the halfway line as he tripped by Aydiniz. The referee says that the Turkish defender got the ball, and he does a second time around as well, as Pektas just can't get away from the Turkey defenders who have played very manfully at the back so far. Satai cutting in from the left-hand side, tries to get to the edge of the area. Nayez once again getting in the way with those big legs of his, and then it comes back to Satai, gets a bit of room in a central position and fires it wide off Sebastian Themel's bottom right-hand post. Themel barking out instructions to his players who are all camped inside their own half at the moment. Kutig just short of the broken line, plays a diagonal ball towards the right and the halfway line, searching for Pektas, but again Satai is there first, cutting in from the left-hand side, then going back on the outside. Mazy dribble once again from Satai, tries to battle his way in the area. He thought he was fouled by Kutig, the referee disagreed, and Germany will start play from the right once again.
Yeah, long throw out by Themel down the right, just evades Alican Pektas, and it'll go out for a Turkish goal kick, which of course the goalkeepers can throw. That goes down the right this time and finds Okel. Okel beats Pektas, also beats Kuting into the D, goes to ground on the edge of the D, and it's going to be a free kick in a very dangerous position. It's going to be the first team foul as well against Germany in this second half, but more than that, it's a free kick on the edge of the D, avoiding Tommy Kuting, and then Nayez was stationary, so he goes straight into Nayez, who stood his ground, and illegally so. So first team foul of this second half, a real chance for Turkey. Uzum's the captain, number 8, standing with Okel, who is number 7. Away to the right, you can see number 11 if you're watching the live stream. That's Satai with the top goal scorer of the competition so far. 4 men in the German wall on the edge of the goalkeeping square. Taps the post with his ring. That's the coach behind the goal who informs the attackers in the final third exactly what to do, where they are, just like the goalkeeper does with the defenders at the other end. 1 foot on that size 4 football. It's Okel. Uzum takes a shot, hits the wall, goes out for a corner to Turkey on the right. And it thought to me that's Nayez actually broke from the wall just before the free kick was taken, but let's have a look. Actually, the ball was just tapped and it was Fangman who came out of the wall and did very well, blocked at the point of impact, and it goes out for this corner. It's going to be Okel to take it. Stops, cuts back on his right foot, shot into the scoreboard behind the goal, and no trouble for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, almost a bit of trouble for the man in charge of the scoreboard, however, but it stays intact. Themel rolls out to the right-hand side on halfway, just sort of bobbing with 2 feet to get possession of the ball. He's Fangman, he's got Satai on his back, and the great thing about Satai, he's a great dribbler, but he's a really good tackler as well, very tenacious. Now he's got a chance to produce his wizardry. Left side of the area, tries to then cut back into the centre once again, falls back to the broken line, just keeping the ball close to his feet like he's got Velcro on it. However, Fangman manages to clear the ball away. It's repelled on the halfway line by Aydiniz, but with too much purchase on it, and goes behind for a German ball. Themel just with a gentle roll out to the left-hand side of his area, and now Kutig coming towards the broken line, just stops the ball 8 metres out from his byline, then flips the ball towards the far side, goes through the legs of Aydiniz coming across. Uzum, though, very good man that you want behind you to sort of protect the ball from going towards your goal. He clears the ball away to the halfway line. Kutig comfortably picks up the side of the area, slightly lost track of the ball there. A lot of noise from the crowd, probably didn't help him. Pektas tries to wriggle his way towards the front post and get the ball, but Erkman lays claim with 2 hands on it and bowls it over the halfway line towards the far side, but Fangman picks up possession, and Germany beginning to have their tails up a wee bit. Fangman going on a charge down the centre, tripped by a combination of Aydiniz and Okel as well, and I think the free kick was given against Okel right on the edge of the broken line towards the attacking third from a German perspective, but Kutig a couple of moments ago letting fly with a low effort with the right foot, and Erkman equal to it, And I'm glad Erkman was on his toes there, because he's not had much to do in this game so far. 5.5 minutes gone of the second period. It's a first team foul of the second half for Germany, so it's one apiece in that respect. And a first personal foul given away from Emrah Okul as well. The free kick just left of centre and just short of the broken line. So this one is around 15 metres or so from goal. It's a four-man Turkish wall right on the edge of the area. Kutig will take right-footed, slams into Satay, comes back towards the taker Kutig, who's having his shirt pulled by Satay. Surely goes towards the far side. Satay's in his back as they are forced towards the halfway line and the kickboard as well. Kutig tries to turn inside of Satay, but the latter comes out on top and bursts down the left side past Fangman, stops in front of Nayez, wriggling his way through the defence there of Germany. Nayez was the last man back and just managed to get a shin on it on the edge of his area to momentarily get it clear. Satay back on the right-hand side. He's forced away by Kutig, and Satay goes down and concede a goalkeeper's kick. Satay is slow to get back to his feet again, and I'm not too sure why this is. Satay currently on the floor in the corner, and the referee just standing over him, making sure he's okay and fit to continue. He's slightly hobbling a bit, is Hassan Satay, and I think he was trod on the right ankle there by Kutig accidentally. A nasty coming together on the edge of the penalty area. Of course, we see a lot of head injuries in blind football. I have likened this to human dodgems at times, and, you know, don't mean that in jest. That is purely because these players go out there at 100 miles an hour and are well committed to the cause, despite the fact you do forget they cannot see what is in front of them. I find it absolutely amazing. Satay coming off just as his physio Khaled Kayed comes onto the field, so he'll chaperone him away towards the tunnel on the far side. And coming on now will be Kurpatoglu, who Pete has mentioned scored the winner in 2015 in the European Championship final. If he scores in this game, it won't be for silverware, but it is still a big goal if he gets it to get to the World Cup next year. Themmel throws it down the left-hand side, just over halfway was Pektas, goes back into his own half to have a bit of momentum to try and run forward. Laterally goes to the far side, the right of centre now, then plays it back to the left, and Kutig inside left channel, the ball wriggles away towards the kickboard on the near side. Kurpatoglu straight away getting his fists involved in the action and manages to pick up possession on the halfway line, gets his way towards the far side now, the left. Kutig with him all the way, however, and you have to say maybe Turkey have edged this game in chances, but Germany have certainly matched them in terms of fight and perseverance. Pektas coming forward past the broken line. Really good tackle from Aydiniz. He's been solid at the back, not just today, but all tournament for Turkey. Kurpatoglu just left of the centre circle. Plays it onto the overlap now for Okel. Stops midway inside the attacking third, then goes back on the outside. Wriggles his way towards the penalty area. Nares goes down, just managed to block the ball, fortunately for him, without using the hand. Kurpatoglu and Okel against the three German defenders on the edge of the area. Kurpatoglu goes for a strike. Kutig goes to the ground. Nayez comes away with the ball towards the near side. Absolute carnage at the moment in front of the German defence, and then Kurpatoglu gets it on his left foot, just edge of the area. Shot comes in, well blocked, and Okel battling with Themmel there, who calmly goes down and gets possession.
Yeah, nice moment there, a bit of a slap hand between Okel and German goalkeeper Themmel. Flip ball over from the left on the halfway line by Pektas over to Fangman on the right. He's inside the final third, which is something that Germany haven't really done in this first 7 minutes, 26 seconds of the second half. And there's going to be a free kick given to Turkey, and the Turkish coach just being told don't question the referees, as the coach actually is John Ball, you can see there on the left. He's the one telling the other coaches to don't lean over the bench, don't lean over the kickboard, and don't question the referee. John Ball there on the right in discussion with the referees, and he's been acting as the peacemaker. Not quite sure what they were really protesting about. They've got the free kick. Obviously they weren't protesting for any cards or anything like that, but you know, I'm going to give a bit of congratulations and kudos there to John, because he's told off his coaches. Anyway, back to the action, and Okel with a mazy dribble from that free kick across the D, doesn't get a shot on goal, goes to ground. Didn't realise it was actually Kurpatoglu who managed to tackle his own player. Here he is, the big number 4, with his back to goal, trying to turn his man inside the D, can't shoot, and it goes out for another German throw out. Kurpatoglu slowly gets to his feet, long throw downfield is poor,
and that's going to be Turkish possession once again. And surely at some point Turkey going to turn all these chances and territorial advantage into a goal. Okul switches play towards Kırpıtoğlu on the right. He puts his arm out straight into Tammy Kuting, wanders across from the right to the left, stops in the centre, turns and shoots, but straight at Fangman, who was only a metre away, and Kırpıtoğlu is on his all fours and stopping play, continuing via obstruction, also handball, and it's going to be a free kick to Germany, so they can clear their lines. Interesting to see whether this goes against the team or just a personal foul. And it goes against the team as well, so that's the second team foul for Turkey. 2 each after 8 minutes and 9 seconds of this second half. Very tight here in Berlin, but Turkey on top. Germany not pressurising the Turkish goal whatsoever. Free kick taken, just knocked 5 yards to the left, and Kuting, who then switches over to the right above halfway, and Fangman prods it forward towards Pektaş. Pektaş has been quiet in this game, edge of the broken line, drifts over to the left and by the kickboard. He tries to go beyond his man, does so, he's into the D, goes to ground, nothing given. The referee says, get to your feet, you've still got the ball. Alican Pektaş, who's been fighting for a year to get fit for these games, and that goes out of play for another Turkish restart. Yeah, he's been out with a knee injury for about a year, and his sole focus is to get fit for Germany's attempt at winning this blind football European Championships. That's not going to happen because this is for 5th place, but it's also for a place on a plane to the World Cup in Spain next year. Ardeniz, who's normally a defender, runs downfield. He's been tackled by Tammy Kuting, and Kuting goes up to halfway. On the far side, Alican Pektaş is in all sorts of space, number 9 at the top of your screen, but he's tackled. And Kuting back on his own broken line, now eventually switches play to the left, can't be picked up by Pektaş at the first opportunity, pushes it into Ardeniz, and Pektaş has it, now goes down the right, brought down, and the referee says no, says play on. Pektaş going down that right hand kickboard, using it for a bit of leverage. He can't hold on with both hands because you give away a foul. The referee tells him so, but he's still caught on that board, and he's eventually been given a free kick. So I think a lot of credit goes to Alican Pektaş. I thought he was brought down early on in that move, but with that there. But you see there, Francois Coquin, one of the top referees in the world, saying that the ball was taken, and then eventually he got the foul, and it will be a free kick to Germany. And one of the as is on the top there, waving, top of your screen. Hello to everyone watching back, either in the UK or around the world, on plenty of streams, whether it's through the Paralympics, whether it's through Alamark Sport Limited, whether it's through Unilad Sport. Any questions that you have, please get in contact with us. Hashtag the sound of football. Use that hashtag. You can vote for goal of the tournament. You can ask us any questions regarding blind football. What a fantastic sport it is. And tomorrow we have the 4th versus 3rd game. Who's going to finish 3rd? Is it going to be England? Is it going to be France? And then the final, 7:30 local time. And that's between Russia and Spain. Free kick to Germany. Yarding from the right kickboard. Absolute silence in the stadium. Standing over the ball is Alican Pektaş, and also number 7, Tammy Kuting. 3 men in the Turkish wall. Kırpıtoğlu on the edge of the D. So is Fangman. Alican Pektaş just asking the referee, can I take the free kick? Not whilst the coach is tapping the 2 posts. Real chance here for Germany. They've been very, very short of chances. Shot comes in from the angle, and it goes wide of the near post.
So halfway through the second period, then Fangman flying back towards the halfway line with Kırpıtoğlu, both of them going to ground. Fangman's holding his face there, the referee just making sure he's okay. So the referee will allow play to start from the back once again. Erkman just gently rolls the ball out with his right hand to the left of Nardiviz, midway inside his own half, switches it towards the right, and just over halfway is Okul, facing his own goal at the moment. Kuting comes back into him. Kuting's been outstanding for Germany so far in this game. And Okel goes back to his own byline with the room in front of him, floats one towards the far side with some real venom behind it, hit the chest of Pektas. Coming straight onto the loose ball though was Aydiniz on the right hand side. Pektas coming across to the knee, and both of them scuffling for possession. Some real force in those challenges there as Kutig arcs his run and comes down the centre, and he's fouled by Kerpetoglu, who stretches his arms out either side of his body to say, what did I do wrong there? He's certainly not happy with that, is Kerpetoglu, and the referee is just going to go to the far side to the officials' tent and signal what the infringement was. Also, Kutig is down at the moment, just holding his right knee, I think. He did have a bit of a knock in the first period, did Tammy Kutig, and it appears to be the case in the second period as well. Again, a knee-on-knee clash, and the foul was given against Kerpetoglu for no call of void. So that's a 4th-team foul against Turkey, which means at the moment, if they concede any more than 5, and there's 10 minutes left in this game, they will concede an 8-metre penalty, which would be the perfect chance for Germany to go in front. Substitution being made by Turkey, and Karaman Kerpetoglu is being replaced at the moment by Erkan Bayraktar. So this is her first appearance of the game. He'll be on the right side of that red diamond. You can see at the left of your screen. Germany taking the free kick right on the centre spot. Kutig goes down the right-hand side. Only man up at the minute for Germany. Pushes towards the byline. Aydiniz got the last touch on the ball, and it will be a corner on the right. And Pektas immediately going across to that far side to assist in the taking of this set piece. Kutig's there as well. Kutig's been absolutely everywhere so far in this game as Uli Festera watches on with hope that Germany can nick a goal in this game. It might just be the one goal that does it and gives one of these sides the golden ticket to the World Cup in 2018. Pektas flips it towards the centre of the area, bounces over Uzum, lands at Fangman's feet, but it goes through his legs. It rolls out towards the left-hand side kickboard. In his back once again is Okal, and then Fangman swings for a shot, and that must really hurt. We always know what it feels like when you've got a dead leg after kicking it the air. Certainly did that there as Aydiniz scampers down the left side, goes inside the attacking third. Coming across was Nayez. The last touch of the ball came off Nayez, and it will be a corner for Turkey on their left-hand side to our right.
Yeah, corner to Turkey, and after a few efforts on goal for Germany in the last couple of minutes, it's all of a sudden going towards the German net, and Aydiniz is going to take this corner from the Turkish left. He's standing with Okel. Okel is actually going to take it. He's going to run around the edge of the D, shoots actually from an acute angle, and it hits 3 German players, and they just clear their lines and say, just get it out of our half. And then Turkey can build from deep inside their own. Their captain Uzum plays it off the kickboard on the right. Kuting inside the centre circle, now goes over halfway. Kuting towards the broken line, past the broken line. Tackle comes in by Uzum, does well, so does Aydiniz, up to the halfway line. Here comes the number 2 out of defence. He's beaten 3 players, tries to beat Fangman, the German captain. He just pushes him out wide on the left. He switches now over to the left where Kerpetoglu is lurking. Edge of the D, shot comes in, well blocked by the defence. That was travelling as well from Okel, and it's going to be a free kick given against number 7 Okel, and that could be the 5th team foul for Turkey, and they will have to play now for 8 minutes and 33 seconds on 5 team fouls.
For Turkey, number 7, second personal in 50.
So there we go, the card with the number 5 on it has been shown, and Turkey are on the verge of conceding an 8-metre penalty. The next direct free kick they concede, wherever it is on the pitch, so long as it's not in the penalty area, of course, will be an 8-metre penalty. Germany going down the right-hand side towards the halfway line. Fangman now drifting in field. Comes towards the left where there are a couple of options with Kutig, and further up Pektas. Kutig is the one with possession. Bayraktar's in his back. Falls back into his own half now is Kutig. On the German right, the way the ball just switches from left to right, up and down so quickly is incredible in this sport. Fangman now midway inside his own defensive zone. Tries to kick it at the shins of the onrushing Okel, who tried to get down the left-hand side. Fangman cleared it away towards the halfway line. Now Aydin is drifting from the left towards the right of the centre circle. Looks to flip it towards the left-hand side. It's come off the inside of Nayers' leg, and it just stays in the goal area for Themmel to pass it down the left channel. And Pektas on the halfway line. He's got an option with Fangman on the far side. If he manages to hear the call, he does as well. Fangman down the right channel. Manages to momentarily get past Uzum. Uzum not to be beaten, though. Goes back to the left corner of his own half to push Fangman away, and then back heel it casually towards Erkman, just inside his goalkeeping square. Passes it out towards the left-hand side, and Okel, John Ball in the background, just making sure he gets away from Okel so that he doesn't disrupt his rhythm. As he goes down the left-hand side, Kutig's in his back. He's certainly keen to disrupt the Turkish winger's rhythm. He's forced back to the halfway line. Okel back to where he started, now in front of John Ball and the Turkish coach, and he comes back in field. Okel, mesmerising run at the moment, trying to go down the left flank, clatters horribly into Alican Pektas just over the halfway line. Kutig was involved in that melee as well. Fortunately, both of them getting each other back to their feet again. But Okel is just leaning over forward at the moment. I think he's just pulling up his shin pads. But once again, Pete, these players are not afraid to stick their head in where it hurts.
Not at all. It's a bit of a Turkish sandwich there with both Alican Pektas and Kuting sandwiching Okel, and the foul has been given against Germany. And it's the 4th personal foul as well. And Alican Pektas, no voy was called, and well, any more and he will be off. He'll have to go and sit on the sidelines and not participate in this game anymore. He can be substituted though, so he won't be down to 3 outfield players. Here goes Okel into the D, misses with a right-footed effort, and that's just going to trickle out. He's not going to run out of play, so Kuting's going to have to be careful here. Is he just going to clear his lines? Yes, he can, but he just actually inadvertently plays it back to his goalkeeper and goes out for a corner. The goalkeeper saying, hang on, that ball did go out. I've been holding it on the bar line, but to be fair, the referee was standing exactly on the line, so I don't think the goalkeeper at all has anything to go by on that. There's going to be another substitution, this time for Turkey. Coming on is Hassan Satay, much to the applause of the crowd here, and coming off is number 9 Bayraktar. So now Hassan Satay onto the field for the final 7 minutes of this game. Remember, Turkey have 5 team fouls against them anymore, and it resulted in an 8-metre penalty. It doesn't matter where the offence took place. It could have been on the halfway line, it could be back inside their own penalty area, but it will be an 8-metre penalty kick. Anyway, they have a chance from this corner to maybe get in front. Taken by Okel, again stops on his run around the D, gets to a more central position, right-footed shot past the right-hand post. Goalkeeper probably had it covered really, but it was wide once again. They've not managed to get any, or hardly any on target really in this game. The goalkeeper's made 3 or 4 good saves, but the amount of shots they've had, the accuracy has been poor. Pektas at the other end now, in the centre circle, goes back to the halfway line. Kuting's free on the left, finds him, bounces off the kickboard. 7 versus 7. Okel just prods it over halfway. Satay's on the other side of the field, he's on the left, and it means that Nayers can bring it out of defence for Germany. The tall defender plays for FC St. Pauli, and a ball down the right is too much on it, and that's going to be another throw out for Turkey.
Yeah, big shout from Erkman there to leave the ball. He then bowls it down the centre as that handball from Kutig as he went down. Now, according to the referee, Kutig just getting the ball stuck under his feet before just kicking it towards the far corner, the right-hand side for Germany. Pektas there. I think he may have been deterred by the shouts again from Erkman and just let the ball roll out. So once again, Erkman bowls it down the near side, the right. Okel coming in from the right-hand side, just short of the halfway line, as tensions build here in Berlin with a spot at the World Cup next year up for grabs. Okel trying to take it by the scruff of the neck, rows down the right-hand side of the area, wins a corner. Again, it's Kutig who has done an awesome job tonight for the home nation in order to stop John Ball's team, the man on the centre of your screen at the moment, from finding the back of the net. Corner on the near side for Turkey, however. Of course, they are reigning European champions. They will not hold on to that title. Can they even get to the World Cup next year? We will find out in the next 6 minutes. Okel, right side of the area, shoots, great save down at his near left-hand post by Sebastian Themmel. Reactions like a cat, to quote a certain Pete Selby.
I was talking about myself when I was referring to reactions like a cat back in the day. Anyway, back to the game here, and a corner's been taken. Okel back to the edge of the D. Once again shoots, and the goalkeeper spills that, hits the post. And there's groans around the stadium, and they've been told to be quiet, the crowd, because the players need to pick up the rattle of the ball. But for the first time, Sebastian Themmel there, he dropped the ball and it hit his near post. A real let-off there. It's still with Turkey on the left. Hassam Satai just trying to move the ball again out of his feet. Across comes Okel and says, look, I've had 2 opportunities in the last minute or so, and I'm going to take over. Central position, passes the broken line again. That signifies the thirds of the field, and a collision on the far side. Ali Champetash does brilliantly, brings it up over halfway at full pace, goes to ground, told to get up by the referee, much to the annoyance of the crowd, and it runs out of play. Well, German audio description commentators further down in the tent, they got excited down there, but nothing was given by the referee, and it's going to be a Turkish restart once again. The referee's actually just having a word with Ali Champetash and saying it wasn't a foul, and we'll carry on with a long throw downfield. Finds Sate on the left. Now if he can drift over to the centre, he'll have a good opportunity. Here he goes, Sate on the broken line, central position, chance for a right-footed shot wide of the right-hand post. Again, Themmel dived away, but it was a well-struck shot. Still can't get any shots on target, can Hassam Satai, but here's the effort where the goalkeeper spilt it, hit the post, and then comes back out.
Well, of course, the significance of Ali Champetash going down there a few moments ago would have meant he would have got an 8-metre penalty for his side. Goes down the right-hand side, trying to lure the free kick as he goes inside the attacking zone, right in front of the Turkish bench. Aydin is in his back as ever. Pektaş coming in from the right towards the left, leaves it now for Kutig, who takes control. Down the left-hand side, trying to go on the outside of Aydin. Also, Okel comes across. Kutig then wriggles his way back into the centre again. The referee just telling the guy behind the goal to be quiet, because, of course, when it's not in the attacking zone for Germany, he's not allowed to chip in with advice. The ball goes down the other end via a touch of Aydin. It's a German ball, and Germany here with a little bit of momentum, but it's a poor throw from Themmel, who turns around in dismay at that throw, and it goes down the right-hand side and comfortably out for a Turkey ball. Erkman balls it out to the right now when Okel coming in from the right flank over the halfway line, leaves Pektaş behind him. Okel still galloping with the ball down the right hand side. Great run from him, gets towards the corner, and he's in a bit of a cul-de-sac here. Kutig managed to poke the ball out with his right foot over the halfway line towards the far side. Uzum's got a touch on the ball there, so has to keep it in near the byline. Does so as well in the left corner, despite Pektaş closing him down. It's cleared towards the opposite corner of the field after that long diagonal low ball. Kutig picking it up on the German left, coming in from the kickboard. A scuffed side-footed ball over the halfway line. He's met just about by Aydin and then plays it through the legs of Kutig. And fortuitously for Turkey, they will get the ball on the right-hand side with Okel momentarily, however, because Kutig once again is there to win the ball back. However, he's outnumbered by red shirts. Aydin is now trying to come into the offensive zone. The ball spins out towards the left. It comes in off the kickboard. Satai gets the ball caught between his feet, stops, then runs down the left flank. He's got Nayaz and Fangman in front of him, and then he tries on the outside, goes towards the corner of the goal mouth, and it's come off last Fangman, and will be a corner on the left-hand side for Turkey. First, though, a substitution, and one of the most experienced players in German blind football will soon be coming on, and a big crowd here for this man. We'll get to the big number 8, the poster boy of German blind football, if you like. He was up on some posters I saw the other day in tube stations here in Berlin, and he replaces the younger Rasmus Nayaz.
And we have a substitution for Turkey. Out number 7.
So we'll get to Russum taking his place at the back for the Germans, and also a change from Turkey as well. And for the first time, on comes Emre Aslan, the number 5. He replaces Emre Okel, who has looked very likely to break the deadlock in the last few moments. However, he's replaced by Emre Aslan, who's very adventurous in front of goal, and certainly is capable of drawing first blood for Turkey in this game. What a tight match it has been. Turkey with just the 2 players on the far side. Sata, can he do it alone? He's got 4 white shirts in front of him, gets to a central position, stops, then shoots right-footed, tries to get it through a crowd of bodies, blocked at the first attempt by Pektaş though, and the ball rolls over halfway. Aydin is trying to turn away from Pektaş. Aydin has had a great game for Turkey in this match, and he battles hard once again on the near side halfway line. Diagonal ball to the far side, and Sata just runs in front of the ball, but manages to keep it before it goes out of play on the byline. Russum's first involvement is a tussle in the corner with Sata, both of them kicking away for it and battling for the corner. cause. The referee gives a decision, and it will be a goalkeeper's ball for Germany. And Themmel, with 2.5 minutes remaining, will throw the ball out from the back, gently towards the left, and Kutig just comes to the midway point of a defensive zone, then flips the ball diagonally towards the far side, comes in off the kick ball. Famman can get a lucky break right side of the area. Uzum is back there to try and defend, does really well Uzum, but he sort of got a bit hot-headed there. He was just flinging legs around like the can. Eventually, left-footed kick over the halfway line. It might get Satay in behind here. It spins through towards Themmel. And fortuitously for Germany, they get away with it. Almost a fortunate break for both sides at each end of the field. Themmel throws it to the right, and Famman coming over the halfway line, tries to battle past Ardianiz. Uzum's in his way. Famman swings a right foot at it. It hits him last and goes out for a Turkish ball. But Uzum is still down. His blindfold is actually around his neck at the moment. So the official just making sure that the blindfold is in the correct position, and then he'll be able to continue on a sporting pick-up there from Francois Carquet. And it will be a Turkish ball towards our left-hand side with Erkman all in dark green, just flips it out towards the left, and Ardianiz midway inside his own half on the left. Great tackle from Pektas, I thought. The referee disagrees. Maybe it was a shout of no voy, and I think that's the 5th personal foul of the game from Alican Pektas. And if that is the case, he'll have to be dismissed from the field and replaced by a substitute. Just waiting for confirmation of that. I do know Pektas was certainly walking a fine line. And it's a 14 foul for Germany, and actually the first foul of the game for Alican Pektas. Must be getting confused there. It's been a long week. So Turkey will have a free kick on the left-hand side, just outside their defensive zone. So it's actually Kutig who's on the 4 personal fouls at the moment, as Fangman comes towards the halfway line. Turns in the centre circle, he's back to goal, then he faces it up front on now, towards the left-hand side. He's got Pektas in support on the left-hand side. Nice little turn from Famman, trying to do it alone. The ball then squirms down the left channel. Aslan gets the first touch on it and starts maraudering forward. Very interesting way of running with the ball there, Aslan, but it's worked for him so far in this tournament. Gets towards the edge of the area. It might work for him in this game as well. Gets the shot in, takes a little nick of Russum, and is saved comfortably by Themmel down to his left. Bowls it out towards the left-hand side now, and Pektas on the halfway line, comes inside, gets past Aslan. Ardianiz, does he bring him down? The referee says no, get up to your feet. Pektas on the left-hand side, near the broken line. Ardianiz in his back. Uzum's also back there as well for Turkey, who have 3 red shirts blocking their defensive zone. It's coming towards the edge of the area, Pektas. It's cleared away well down the left-hand side, and now it's Aslan cutting in from the left-hand side, coming up towards the halfway line now, striding diagonally towards the right-hand side of the field next to the kickboard. Bit of room in front of him. Decides to play an ambitious diagonal ball to the far side. It fortuitously falls at the feet of Satay, goes on the outside of his man, then gets past Russum. Does it come off him last? The referee says no, and it goes out of play for a German ball. Themmel down the left-hand side. Pektas gets it over halfway, but in fact it rolls under his foot and harmlessly out at the other end now for Erkman to bowl from the back. He's got 2 hands on the ball before playing it out gently to the left, and Ardianiz midway inside his own half, rolls it down the line for Satay, who's always in that position, in the attacking left position now, getting towards the broken line. Fanman's in front of him, goes on the outside, tries to get into the area. Russum, man mountain at the back there, brought on as a substitute, shepherds the ball out, and once again it'll be Germany having the ball from the back, and Germany in fact are calling a timeout here with 30 seconds left to go in this game. And of course Turkey have got the 5 team fouls against their name. Germany are pushing it close as well, but should be okay, and Germany will be well aware that the next team foul that they win, it will be an 8-metre penalty, and surely one kick of the ball will get them to the World Cup final on June the 7th, 2018 in Madrid. So one last time in these championships, a timeout has been called by Germany. The final 30 seconds of blind football on their home patch in their first ever hosting of a major international tournament. And they've certainly put on a lot of good performances in front of the home crowd. The one disappointment will have been that game against France, where they lost by 2-1, and that in the end thwarted them from any real chance of getting into the semi-finals of this competition. And of course, still hope there for them to get to the World Cup next year. We've seen some late action so far in the latter stages of the week. Just today, Paul Ayobo scored 11 minutes from time. 30 seconds remaining in this one. Will anyone manage to grab the crucial goal? A substitution being made from Turkey, and leaving the field will be Emre Aslan, who seems pretty frustrated with that call. He's not been on the pitch too much in this game, and he's been taken off, and probably with the prospect of penalties ahead of John Ball. He just thought that Kamaran Kerpatoglu, of course, has got the big game experience, got the winner against Russia in 2015 in the European final in Hereford, and he's tasked to do the same again in this match to secure 5th place and a World Cup spot for his nation. Themmel bowls it out from the back towards the right now, and Fangman just jumps with 2 feet on top of the ball, controls it well alongside the kick ball, rolls it over the halfway line, and it will trickle harmlessly out of play at the other end. A few more seconds killed off, and Turkey will bowl it from the back with Erkman. Down the right-hand side, a ferocious throw from him. Germany with everyone back inside their defensive zone. Satai trying to control the ball. He has to go back to the halfway line due to the pressure of Pektas, and he's been forced now to the far side, the Turkish left, just short of the halfway line across the kickboard, and that will be the last action of the game in normal time. Nothing separating the home nation and the reigning European champions. So once again this weekend, we will go to the dreaded penalty kicks. Of course, no extra time in these IBSA Blind Football European Championships, so the fate of these two nations will be decided from the 6-metre penalty spot. This is the time where the goalkeepers look to rise to the fore and come up trumps for their team. I'm joined by Alan March, and of course with the stakes of this game, Alan, so high, with a golden ticket on offer for the World Cup next year, it couldn't be much bigger for these two teams.
Yet again, another wonderful advert for the world of blind football. Once again, thank you very much to everybody who has tuned in to watch, no matter where you are in the world, whether you're watching via YouTube or Facebook this evening. Our commentary team of Peter Selby and Jonathan Bell have done a fantastic job all the way throughout this competition. And look at this for a stat on your screen there, Jonathan. Turkey 25 shots to 7 for Germany. They just couldn't get their favourite players in front of goal. But to be fair, Sebastian Themmel has had an absolute worldie here in this 5th place game. So again, for everybody at home, don't forget you can vote on the goal of the tournament competition. The penalties are being set up out there. You can see both managers going through the motions of who's going to take. They'll be hoping that their goalkeepers have been resting all day, practicing penalties all afternoon, and are now ready for an inspired performance between the posts. Jonathan, talk me through the highlights of this second half.
Yeah, Hasan Satar, the man that, of course, Turkey fans will have expected to come to the front in this game and managed to bag them the golden goal. However, he couldn't add to his already impressive tally in these championships of 11 goals. Also, Emrah Okul, who was top scorer for Turkey in 2015 in their European Championship winning campaign, he was unable to find the back of Sebastian Themmet's either. That was one key save made, though, from Doruk Erkman in that second half. That really would have stunned the Turks had that one flown into the net from Fangman. But unfortunately for Germany, they didn't really get their shooting boots on. Their radar wasn't exactly on point, and Turkey can feel hard done by that they couldn't win this game, but the German defence were awesome.
Jonathan, will the Germany players be casting their minds back to the game against France, where missed penalties was a big problem? Is that going to play a part here?
Well, of course, it's the missed penalties in the game against France that has got them to this game rather than a potential final or a 3rd, 4th place playoff. And of course, we have the England coaches as well in this stadium tonight. They know all too well how heartbreaking penalties can be. In front of a home crowd, Germany will make sure they give it their all from 6 metres, but it is a lottery at the end of the day, Alan. Turkey have just as much of an opportunity of going through as Germany do in winning this game. Of course, big about the goalkeepers as well, and Doruk Erkman and Sebastian Themmel have been impressive, not just tonight, but all championships as well, and this is their last opportunity to show everybody here in this arena and around the world as well exactly what they can do on the big stage.
So once again, if you are now watching the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017, it is a 5th place playoff with a massive prize. It's so huge. The place in the World Cup in Madrid on the 7th of June. Back over to our commentary box then. Jonathan Bell will talk us through every kick from the spot. Can Germany beat the defending champions, or will Turkey sneak into the World Cup with a 5th place playoff victory? Let's go and find out.
Of course, Germany and Turkey both qualifying for their first ever World Cup in 2014. They want more of it. Only one of them will be on that plane to Madrid next year, as the referee just decides with the toss who will be taking the first kicks. The kicks will be taken as ever at the end opposite the scoreboard, away to our left, in front of a very expectant crowd. Actually, on the front row of the stand behind the goal is the Romanian team, and they have said that they are friends in blind football with Germany, and I saw a few German flags as well being held by those in the Romanian team, so they certainly are not making anything ambiguous about who they are supporting. The referee is just making clear to the two goalkeepers at the moment to stand on the line, and that is important because last night we had a bit of controversy with a retaken kick from Alexei Loktionov of Russia, leading to them actually going through to the final of this competition. The French goalkeeper Julien Royer was adjudged to have been off his line at the start of the kick and therefore be penalised, and the retake was ordered. Hopefully for the officials and hopefully for the crowd as well, we won't have anything as controversial as that tonight. So, Alexander Fangman, first one up to the spot for Germany, the captain with his nation's flag on his left arm. Will certainly be feel the weight of that, not just on his arm, but his shoulders as well, as he faces Doruk Erkman for this first kick. 3 kicks each. Fangman will take this right-footed. The guide behind the goal is Werner Nordlohn, and he's just tapping the post either side of the goal frame. So Fangman against Erkman, kick number 1 with the right foot. Is into the back of the net. Erkman got a right hand to it, but he couldn't stop it from flying into that bottom right corner of his goal, and Germany take the lead in the spot kick. No mistake this time from Alexander Fangman. Of course, penalty kicks have been a thorn in the German team through the group stages, but this time around, when it matters, they have managed to stick it into the back of the net. Next up now for Turkey is their main man, Hasan Satay. He has lit a very bright light in this tournament with his 11 goals from the group stages. But this will be the biggest kick of the lot to keep Turkey in this one and equalise it up at 1 apiece. Hasan Yildirim, will that wedding ring be a lucky charm for his side? Satay with the right foot for Turkey, scores, finds the bottom left corner, Sebastian Themmel's net. Themmel went down to his knees, but he couldn't get his left paw out quick enough to stop that going past him, and we are all square at 1 goal apiece. Next up, Mulgeta Rusum, a veteran in the German blind football team. If anyone feels the pressure of a moment like this, it is him. It meant so much to players in 2014 for Germany to get to that World Cup in Tokyo. Mulgeta Rusum, he was there. Will he be back at the next championships in Madrid? This kick will have a big say in that. Doruk Erkman standing very tall in his goal at the moment with 2 hands touching the crossbar, trying to impose himself on Mulgeta Rusum. And of course, he's listening out for these taps. One at the bottom of the post and one at the top from Werner Nordlohn, indicating to Mulgeta Rusum exactly where to place this kick. We've had 2 from 2 so far. Will it be 3 from 3? Rusum, saved by Erkman. And Mulgeta Rusum is denied from the spot. And that could be a fatal kick of a football from him, as Turkey now are on the verge of setting up match point. Good save from Doric Erkman. It was straight at him, but the power meant that the ball had to be sufficiently met. It certainly was a stronger hand to the ball than one he produced against Fangman in the first spot kick. So Turkey now, can they keep up their 100% record in this penalty shootout so far with their second kick taken by the number 2, Recep Aydeniz. Once again, it'll be another right-footed kick as the Turkish bench looks on with nerves aplenty. This is how much it means to these players. Aydeniz steps up right-footed into the bottom left corner of Sebastian Themel's net, and the pressure is on Germany now. If they miss this kick, then Turkey will be heading to the 2018 World Cup in Madrid. And the young shoulders of Rasmus Nayes absorbing this weight of expectation with the bright green boots. The referee, Francois Colquet, just checking his blindfold. Once again, Erkman with his hands up to the post. Sebastian Themmel in the corner can barely watch the German goalkeeper. Rasmus Nayes must score from 6 metres out. Remember, he was the player that missed against France when Jérôme Pénisson burst down the other end to make it 2-0 and set them up for a semi-final position and knock Germany out. Can Nayes salvage the situation? The answer is no, and the reigning European champions Turkey will be going to the World Cup in Madrid in 2018. A disappointing end to a very successful tournament indeed for Germany, who have hosted the best European championships we have ever had in blind football, but they will not be able to go out on a high. Rasmus Nayes collapsing in a heap of tears on the ground, but contrasting emotions for Turkey, who come up towards their supporters on the near side, waving Turkish flags aplenty. They can now book their tickets from Istanbul to Madrid in the beginning of June 2018. Jubilant scenes for them. A long journey from so many of their supporters have been well worth the trip. As for Germany, they group together in a huddle in the centre, and Werner Nordlohn, the guide, just hugs Rasmus Nayes compassionately midway inside the German half in what is devastating scenes for the Germans, who fail to qualify for the World Cup next year. This could have been the German silver lining for not managing to get to the semi-finals of this competition, but it certainly is a massive silver lining for Turkey, who will not get their hands on the trophy once again in this competition. We knew that anyway, but they do manage to make sure they will be at the 7th edition of the IBSA Blind Football World Championships next year in Spain. Full-time score here on the night, Germany 0, Turkey 0. Turkey win by 2-1 on penalties. Very soon indeed we'll be hearing from pitch side from the Turkish manager John Ball, who no doubt will have mixed emotions. His expectation going into this tournament was very clear. He wanted to come back and write Turkey's name back on the trophy once again. However, he will have led his side to their 2nd ever World Championships. So we're now going to the pitch side, where Pete Selby is joined by Turkish coach John Ball.
Turkey coach John Ball, ultimately disappointing not to get through to the finals to defend your title, but a silver lining going to the World Cup next year in Spain.
Yes, we have to take this as a positive. We unfortunately didn't get to the final, as you say, this year. But we had the target of qualifying for the World Cup still, and we've achieved that. So I'm delighted for the lads. I think both teams tonight gave their all. You know, no score in a difficult game, and penalties are a lottery anyway.
When you look back at this tournament, obviously a very difficult Group B alongside the likes of Russia and Spain. It was difficult to get out of that group, but what will you look back on your performances?
I'm overall pleased with our performances. We've got areas where we need to improve, but they're a young team. They're less than 3 years together, so we'll prepare well as we can for the World Cup next year.
So a young side building for the World Cup. Can you go on and win the World Cup next year?
It'll take a massive effort, but that will be the target.
Well done, John. Congratulations on finishing in 5th place and qualifying for the World Cup.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, scenes of joy. Sometimes finishing 5th is quite nice.
Unbelievable scenes here, Alan, and the fact that Germany was so close to, I said in commentary, a bit of a silver lining, a bit of a consolation. Maybe they've not got as far in this tournament as they would have liked in their home tournament, but to miss that kick and for it to be Rasmus Nayes as well, missing from 6 metres out, is absolutely devastating. The youngest player in the German team, and he will not be at his first World Championships next year. It would have been Germany's 2nd World Championships, and of course Turkey very much the happier out of the two. It was a tight contest, but Turkey absolutely peppered the German goal, and Germany can't say the same about the Turkish goal.
Toes. They'll be thinking about toes, because it was the toes at the end of those trainers of Ekman that denies Germany a place in Spain. So it's not a World Cup spot for the host nation this time around, but of course don't forget Spain could still win the tournament themselves and turn up at that World Cup as reigning European champions. We'll have a look back at the penalties fairly shortly. In fact, let's do it now, shall we? So Jonathan, talk me through this. It was looking okay for Germany to start with.
Okay, but not perfect. Ekman would certainly have felt he should have done better with that first spot kick. No chance, however, for Themmel with this from Satai. It was his, of course, 12th time he's hit the back of the net so far in these championships, and nothing would have been more important than that. Ekman was 2nd time lucky from Rusum's spot kick, and Aydinez certainly kept his cool, absolutely fooled Sebastian Themmel by putting it into that bottom corner of the net. And of course, all pressure was on Rasmus Nayes. It wasn't the cleanest connection of the ball that he will ever strike with the right foot. Scuffed it with the side foot. And as you say, Alan, Ekman's toe end managing to get the ball away and to secure Turkey's spot at the 2018 World Cup.
We dissected a ball to find the noisemaker earlier on. That's Germany's qualification for the World Cup, unfortunately, but there you go. We have 2 more games coming up tomorrow. We will see all these players get their medals. Jonathan has one of those medals in his hand right now. When you come back to us, we'll show you that. But first up tomorrow, the bronze medal playoff game at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you're joining us. It's England versus France. If you want to take a look here in the studio, this is the medal that all these players collect. The participation medal with Braille on the back as well. They are fabulous. They're very weighty, to be fair. We're going to head down to the pitch in just a couple of moments. Jonathan will hop for his way across into the commentary box once more, and we will see all of these players collect their medals. England, France, Spain, Russia. That's all we have left. Just one day here at the 2017 IBSA Blind Football European Championships. It has flown by, and tomorrow these trophies on my desk will be given out to the top 3 teams in Europe. But don't forget, all 4 of those teams have qualified for the World Cup in Spain, and it means that because Spain are in the final, Turkey have also qualified on a penalty shootout. Who says football's boring? Never. Let's go back over to Jonathan Bell.
Thank you very much, Alan. Of course, a 3rd penalty shootout of the end of the week as well. I don't think any have been quite as tense as this one, and with so much at stake as well. So we are very close to the medal presentations taking place. This is scant consolation for the Germans. A handful of the home crowd have stayed along to clap their team, and Of course, Germany disappointed not to make the inroads in this competition they would have liked, but the things they have done for blind football in Germany is absolutely massive. Going round the tube stations in Berlin, it was advertised outside of the tube, in the tube as well, and hopefully that means bigger and better things to come for not only the German programme, but programmes all around Europe in blind football. And of course we expect, like this has been the biggest ever tournament in the sport, next year in Madrid to be even bigger for the World Championships. So the medals are being given out now for the German team, and the first man to collect his is Sebastian Themmel, the German #1, wearing number 12 on his shorts, and he'll be disappointed that he couldn't manage to save any of the spot kicks flying towards him in that shootout there. However, Turkey were very much clinical from 6 metres out, and they are, in the harshest way possible, deserved winners, because they had 25 shots in the game to Germany's 7. Rasmus Nayes has wiped away the tears, and he certainly deserves to hang his head with pride. Of course, the tallest player, as you can evidently see, in the German team, and he has been solid at the back for Germany. He has come on whenever required and made sure he has battled hard. Don't forget that Germany kept a clean sheet today against a rampaging Turkish front line. That cannot be forgotten, and Nayes was a massive part of that. The guide there, Werner Nordlund, getting his medal as well. Before this, he was most well known for being a Jurgen Klopp lookalike. Well, now he is a massive part of what has been a fantastic week for Berlin. So one final round of applause from this home crowd for Germany, and Turkey finishing 4 places lower than they did 2 years ago, but you would not guess that from the smiles on their faces. Finishing in 5th, but most importantly managing to qualify for the World Cup in 2018 in Madrid. That's what this game was all about. And Doruk Erkman, the man on your left in the white polo top with the Turkish flag on his left side of his chest, he is the reason why Turkey will be there, denying Rasmus Nayes from 6 metres out, meaning that these Turkish players will be featuring at another World Cup 4 years after featuring in Tokyo. As I say, quite a lot of Turkish support here in the stadium, not just tonight, but against Spain as well the other day, when of course Turkey needed a win in order to progress to the semi-finals. And the man just in the centre of your shot at the moment with his eyes closed is Hasan Satay, top scorer in these championships with 11 goals. That will surely not be overcome in the last couple of games that we have tomorrow. He should be back here in 24 hours time collecting his golden boot. Of course, not only will we have the golden boot, there will be the fair play award as well for the team who have really contributed the most in terms of honesty and good discipline to this tournament. And as ever, we will have the bronze medal trophy be lifted by the winner of England against France, the silver trophy lifted, and of course the gold trophy lifted, as we will be crowning our 10th champions of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017, this time tomorrow night when Spain lock horns with Russia. Make sure you do not miss those 2 matches, the 3rd, 4th place final and the final itself as well. But for now, tonight, it is Germany who will not be packing their bags and going to Madrid next year. That will be the team in red, Turkey. They'll be back in June 2018, off to Spain for the 7th IBSA Blind Football World Championships. John Ball there just shaking hands with the opposition team, and analyst there on your screen as well in the centre of your shot. We spoke to him beforehand, the German analyst, and he said that it would be a tight game, it'd be a defensive one. It finished 0-0, of course. Feels like a long time ago now, however, as we will go back to the studio, as it's Turkey that qualify for next year's World Cup.
Thank you very much to Jonathan Bell for the commentary. Alongside me was the man who was with him for most of that journey, Peter Selby, in getting an interview on pitch side. You have to feel for Germany. They've won one, lost one, won one, lost one, and ultimately on penalties of all things in front of their home fans. But what they can take some comfort in is people came out tonight here on a Friday night in Berlin, and we got a decent crowd for blind football, and they got right behind their team, didn't they?
They did, and there's a big crowd as well of Turkish fans, and you can see they're celebrating down on the pitch with them, and it was a big win. Obviously, we've mentioned before about qualifying for the World Cup, and as I was talking to John on the pitch, John Ball, the manager of Turkey, and he was delighted with the win. And looking back at the group, they had a really tough group along with Russia and also Spain. It's not just two of the top teams in Europe, that's two of the top teams in world blind football. So to finish 5th and qualify, it's not a bad result, but they are, or they were, the holders of the European Championships, and they're ultimately disappointed.
The Turkish ambassador for Germany. Don't want to miss a picture, do we? Of course not. So in we get. Everybody. I think there's room for some more in there. Go on, love. They're all in there. So
should we go down and get in?
No, I don't think so. We have got 3 very special guests with us right now. 3rd, 2nd, winner. The trophies for this competition have been with us all day, and tomorrow we'll get to give them out. The final day of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. Bronze medal match and the final between Spain and Russia. But tonight, well, Turkey are going to the World Cup. Germany are not. Good night.
Oyuncularımız gel buraya. Onda tatlıya bağladık. İspanya'ya gidiyoruz.